This episode of the podcast is brought to you by HRH Combat Arms. They can turn your vision into reality. They specialize in gunsmithing and Cerakoting. Your Cerakote specialist is Air Force veteran and retired police sergeant Paul Ware, a.k.a. the Sarge. He can Cerakote your firearms, auto parts, tools, even your sports equipment. And then your master gunsmith is Marine veteran Steve Miller. This veteran-owned business is located at 5025 Saunders Suite, 103, Fort Worth, Texas, 76119. You can call them at 682-304-0363, and you can find them online at www.hrhcombatarms.com. That's www.hrhcombatarms.com. The sweet, smooth sounds of the guitar. This is Two Cops, One Donut. I'm your host, Eric Levine, and my co-pilot's back in the chair.
Choo-choo. All right, I'm out.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man.
It's good to have you back.
Good to be back.
Did you get in a fight with a bull or something? What's wrong with your eye?
I'm going to blame it on the Delta variant.
The Delta variant?
Yes.
Okay. Did you sneeze so hard you blew an eyeball? Or?
I had some cabin pressure issue, so that's what I'm going to blame it on. It's really not the Delta variant or any vaccine or anything like that. So,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was just a bad episode in the restroom later on that night. So.
Oh, don't force it, bro. Can't force it.
It's supposed to be natural, but.
So, I'm glad you're back.
Glad to be back.
It's nice to have you here. It's kind of a special occasion now that you grace us with your presence. It's kind of my fault too because, well, you were on vacation.
You are a machine.
And then, and I can't wait around forever to get episodes in. I wanted to get ahead of schedule, which we are.
People ask, and that's what I tell them. You're a machine.
Yeah. So then I got like the most awesome cowboy that I know of, Steven Robinson.
Mr. Robinson.
Probably the only cowboy you know, right?
No, my neighbor's a cowboy.
Oh, is he? Okay.
76 years old. Ropes and rides.
Really?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's slowed down a lot, though. In the last few years, he's had some, his age is catching up to him, so he's had to slow way down. But, yeah, he took me, he roped, and he put me on what I like to call the Tesla of horses because it had automatic pilot. I didn't have to do a damn. I looked like a badass.
So you just held on?
But so I've got riding experience. I actually rode for a couple summers up in Michigan.
Okay.
And so I got used to quarter horses. One was a Mustang. He was an asshole, by the way. But so I got to ride. That horse would do whatever the old quarter horse would do, like the oldest one. So if that one trotted, the Mustang would trot. But if that one took off running, that stupid Mustang would take off running. But so he took me with him to go practice his roping, and he's like, you just get the cattle, the calves, and I forget what he called it, but you just get them back into the chute, like in line,
like in the pins or something.
Yeah, so he goes, he ropes, they get the rope off of it, and then he's like, all right, your turn. And so this horse just puts his head down and his feet down, and he just starts like, Barry Sanders and the calf back into the thing. And I'm like sitting there, I'm holding the reins, but I'm not doing a damn thing.
He's letting him do it all.
He's doing it all. And I'm sitting there going, this is the smartest horse I've ever been on. And he's like, oh yeah, people try to buy her from me all the time. And I'm like, how much do they offer for this horse? And he's like, how much you think? I was like, I don't know, $5,000-$10,000. He's like, no, more like 50, 60. One somebody said 84,000.
He'd been gone.
And that's what I said. Shit, that's a house.
Said he's 76?
Yeah.
I bet he still gets after at 76.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, it's cool. He's got a cool name, too, Sonny.
Yeah.
Oh, Sonny.
Yeah. It's awesome. So, anyway, sorry, we go down these rabbit holes. So, Steven.
Yes.
Is that what you like to go by, Steven? Okay. Okay. I've talked you up on social media.
Oh, man, why'd you do that?
Kept saying, I got this cowboy cop. So, how did I meet you? Was it the academy?
In the academy.
Okay. So I met you in the academy. I was a trainer and, kept it professional. Right. I don't know what your impression of me was as an instructor, but
you were class. We were there at the same time, weren't we?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah, so we all met at the same time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then a little bit later, once he graduated and stuff, somehow we both got caught onto the wooden bat baseball league.
Right.
Started playing some ball together and shit. So, you're a hell of a third baseman. Got the arm for it.
Except that one time that pop up.
It happens.
I was just sitting there underneath it, and it just goes right behind me.
Yeah, it happens.
You don't say that.
It happened.
I didn't even remember it. He just brought it up.
Okay, cool.
Called himself out. So
you're a star in my eyes. That's all that matters.
Yeah, dude, you out there tackling cows and stuff, which is kind of mean. What are you tackling for? What'd they do to you?
They became calves.
Yeah.
I just know when I see a calf, I get the urge. I gotta catch its hind legs and its front legs and then tie them together.
Real quick fundraiser. Real quick fundraisers in high school. That was my favorite part of the whole stock show. Watching these kids go and tackle up.
They're just the wrestling one.
Where they would set them loose, and then all the kids would go after them, and they'd have to tackle them down. I was like, I want to do that.
What?
FFA, they would do it. FFA members, kids.
They have like a smear the cow thing?
Basically, without a football.
Them, put a halter on them, and then got to drag them to a line or something. But,
dang.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Favorite part, only because I played football, and I was like, I bet I could take one of these.
Now, I've seen some events where you go out and it's a pig, and he's all, I don't know if he's greased up or what he is, mudded up, but you're in a mud pit. And the person that can get him, tackle him, and hold him down wins. And it's usually a bunch of drunk guys.
Yeah.
And it's like a funny event type thing. And it's the same thing. The guys will go out there dressed in, a bikini or a ballerina, whatever that thing's called. And they go out there and just act a fool and try to catch a damn pig.
Why do I think you're talking about something that happens after hours at a strip club? Like that's what they do.
That makes sense with you. If you like to live a life of perversion, that's all you, buddy.
No, it's contaminated thoughts.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Yeah, he dug himself a little hole there. He's like, my wife's going to hear this. No, she ain't. She don't care about what you do on the side.
Next topic.
Right. Yeah. So, Steve, I want to get into your police career and stuff like that. Okay. First, let's get the simple stuff. How long have you been a cop?
About 4 years.
4 years. So still what I would consider in that rookie threshold.
Yep.
So you're how old?
I'm 35.
35 years old. Okay. So I would say you came in not late in the game, but,
kind of late.
You're right on that cusp.
About halfway in between.
Yeah. And I actually appreciate when guys your age come in because you got more life experience.
Right.
You usually come in a lot more level-headed, and you have a direction you want to go in police work.
Okay.
Versus the fresh, wide-eyed rookie who wants it all.
Right.
I want to do all the tickets. I want to stop all the murders. I want to do, you want. Most guys your age, in my experience, have come in and they're like, "This is kind of the path I'm looking to take." Now, just like anybody else, you get into police work and you start seeing these other paths, and you're like, "I never considered doing that."
Right.
And then that looks amazing, and then you end up taking a path you didn't intend to.
Right. Exactly.
So you came in a little late in life. So give me the rundown of how you got to that. So where were you born? Where were you raised? What did you do growing up? Were you an athlete? Were you a nerd? What is it?
Okay, so kind of a nerd. Not really. I hope not. But anyways, I was born actually in Cleburne, Texas.
Okay.
Down Johnson County.
Makes a lot of sense.
I got a lot of family down that way in Alvarado.
Okay.
So it's kind of country, kind of country, kind of not. Just
I don't think the population there is over 1,000 yet.
I don't know. But we got family down in Houston or south of Houston.
Okay.
We go down there once a year for a trail ride. And so just riding horses down there. My dad's from down there. Just really like horses.
Yeah.
So back up here, back at home, my goddad, he had horses. His daughter, she ran barrels or whatever. I started hanging out with them.
Them barrel racing girls, I've heard about them.
Well,
I watch a lot of Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that.
What?
I haven't.
That's like a cop that doesn't watch Blue Bloods.
I haven't watched that either.
Oh, my God. Such a hillbilly. Because he's always out on the farm.
Always.
Yeah.
Or they call him.
He's working.
They call them ranches probably, but I call them farms.
It's called the barn.
Yeah, right.
The
barn. Okay, so I'm sorry I interrupted.
No, you good.
So you're out there flirting with the barrel racing girls?
No. I wasn't flirting with her. I was just like, I was really into horses.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So, so I rode around with them. Went to rodeos. Started meeting people. Met other people that rope, and just so happened they calf rope, and so that's kind of the direction I went. Just,
right on.
So the interest in horses got it sparked, but then you had friends that,
right,
like anything else, your friends are doing it, and you're like, dude, this is the shit.
Opportunities there, man. Might as well take it.
Yeah.
Especially if you
love
it.
What gets you is the very first time you rope, you put your money up, and then you win money back. You're like, oh, I'm hooked.
Oh,
so
I see.
Yeah.
It's like a gambler's addiction.
It is. It is.
So, okay, let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
Your friends are roping. Obviously, they're teaching you, and then you start practicing. And I've seen the little devices, like, a little fake set of horns. They're horns, right? Yeah.
Roping dummy.
Yeah, roping dummy. Let's call it that. Okay. Yeah, so you got your roping dummy. You're practicing all the time.
Right.
And then finally you're like, I want to compete.
Right.
Okay, so how do you jump into a competition? You got to be ranked or something? You got to be invited?
Go pay your money.
Oh, so you got to pay to play.
You got to pay to play.
Every time.
Yep.
Okay. So you're like, you know what? I think I'm good enough to compete. Maybe not win, but good enough to compete.
Exactly. Yep.
So you're testing the waters. Are you nervous? Is there a big crowd? How is it?
So my very first time roping off of a horse, roping a live calf out of a box, was at Mesquite.
Okay.
They had a Cowboys of Color rodeo.
Oh, so it's all black cowboys?
They call it Cowboys of Color, but we have everybody.
Okay.
Everybody have color in them, so
that's right.
Whatever. So
I got you.
So, I'm riding a big old team roping horse, right? So I'm back in the box and I'm nervous, sweating. I got on my blue jean shirt, blue jeans.
We call that a Canadian tuxedo where I'm from. So
Canadian tuxedo,
all denim, top to bottom,
kind of work clothes, baby.
Yeah,
I got you.
So
I can picture it.
I nod my head and I leave the box. I'm running down the pen. About halfway down the pen, I throw my rope, right? But the calf's in front of me. My rope goes behind me.
Oh no!
Did you lose grip or something?
I don't know what happened.
Oh no!
I don't know.
So you basically just took $100 or however much it was and threw it behind you.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was probably about that much.
Okay.
And I just lost it and it went. I have no idea what happened.
Is that like instant DQ? Or?
Yeah, no time.
No
time.
So for the roping, explain to me because I've seen several. I know there's team roping. I know there's single. I know there's one where you run out there by yourself, pick them up,
right,
throw them down.
That's what I do.
Okay, so can you explain the different ones?
So the team roping is you have a team. One person's in one box. The header is in one box. Heeler's in another box.
So the header, I'm assuming, ropes the head, and then the heeler ropes the back legs.
Correct.
Okay.
Once they stretch the steer out, and they're roping steers, like they're probably 400 or 500 pounds, 600 pounds.
So it's not a baby anymore.
That's not.
That's what you're getting at. Right. Okay.
So they stretch them out. Both horses face the steer. Ropes are tight, and time stops. Right. The calf roping is what I do. You leave there. You're by yourself. You rope the calf. If you jerk them down, you have to get them up before you can throw them down. If you keep them on their feet, keep them standing, you can just flank them, throw them down, and tie 3 legs.
Okay, so there's a technique to. What's the preferred way? Keep them up?
The preferred way is to keep them up.
Okay.
For the most part. But if you have fresh calves, that may fight you or whatever, you want to jerk them down to kind of get them disoriented. And then by the time they figure out what's going on, they try to stand up, and you're right there to help them get up. And
so what I'm getting at is that there has to be a moment before you throw them on the ground. Then time, is that what?
They have to be standing
on all fours before you throw them down. They can't just be any type of way.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's. So I've seen your videos, and I've worked a lot of events, rodeos, and stuff, and I'm a student of everything.
Right,
So
right.
I'm that guy that's like pulling the cowboy that's walking by. Hey, come here for a second, sir.
Right.
What did I do? Oh, nothing. Explain to me why he's doing this part right now. And he's like, oh. One dude was like, come here, son. Let me explain something to you. They're awesome. Very accommodating.
I'll be honest. To me, it just looks like you roped him, threw him on the ground, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I guess.
Well, I noticed Steve's got this. He picks it up and he like hip thrusts that thing. Yeah. It's like it helps turn the calf over or whatever. So
it's technique.
Yeah,
there you go.
Technique.
You got that hip thrust in it. So okay, so you rope them.
Right.
Now when you're doing it, you're getting them by the head, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
In tie down in the calf roping, you can it's catch as catch can. That means you can. If you rope them and they run through it, half their body runs through the loop. You can still
counts.
Yeah, flank them in time. Any kind of way to
stop them.
Get 3 legs tied.
Okay, so what's a crappy time? What's an average time? And what's a great time?
So an average time. Say crappy time is. Most of the rodeos and stuff I go to, if you're 11 or 12 seconds, it's kind of crappy.
Dang, that seems quick to me.
Oh. That's kind of slow.
Okay.
Something went wrong.
Okay.
At most rodeos, if you tie a calf in 9 or 10, you're decent.
Okay.
It's a decent time.
So it's like having a race car in the track.
Right.
Quarter mile at a time, baby.
Right.
So, yeah. 9-10 second car, you're like, legit.
Yeah, right. So, if you tie a calf in 7 seconds, 8 seconds, you're most likely going to win money, if not first.
Okay.
So, who has the record? Like, what's the fastest?
Yeah, what's the fastest you've ever heard?
I want to say Cody Ole. I want to say it was 6'3" somewhere.
Okay.
Maybe at the finals at the NFR in Vegas.
Oh, so he did it for the big show,
right?
And set a record,
right?
And then years, what's the fastest you ever done?
I think I've tied a calf in 7'2", I think.
Right there.
Dang, that's crazy. Yeah. So now the real question: do you guys get like walkout music every time it's your turn?
Not every time.
But the options there at a lot of them.
Well, they'll most of the time they have their own DJs and they'll just play some music, when you're about to rope or whatever. But some rodeos will say, "Hey, what kind of song do you want to play when you're about to come out?"
Yeah,
but it's not very often.
Shit, I'd slip a 20 of the DJ, so I had epic music every time.
I mean, you could.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it beneficial for you both.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But then you go out there and be crappy,
and then you suck.
Yeah.
Like, that's the worst song ever.
Because if I'm going out there and I'm about to, it's like a primal thing you're doing. You and an animal,
two beasts going at
it. You know what I mean? Like that's gangster. So I'm playing some gangster rap something. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna have something hitting hard. I'm not doing a country song.
No. Most of your rodeos, if they're gonna play music before you rope, it's some rap.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
because I get.
Then you suck. Sales drops.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Poor guy.
I understand. You get the.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, so
get him out of here.
When you see the Spragans episode, me and Joey's like my BFF from the academy and stuff. Yeah. He's my other half in the department, and we started using this soundboard during the podcast and went nuts. Just overplayed all of them. So
it's just the whole episode of soundboard.
Oh man, you guys will see. It's probably one of the most giggly episodes I've had. So, all right. So you can the walkout music stuff. Like I think that's awesome. Yeah. Do you have any like go-tos?
Man, not really. I've only been to one rodeo where they asked what song did you want to play, and I forgot what I played.
Okay, so for your level, because you have a career, so I'm sorry, we're jumping ahead. I don't want to get. Let's not go down this path yet because you're building up to it. So you go to your first tournament or rodeo.
Right.
You suck.
Right.
You throw the rope behind you like a jackass.
Great story though.
What an
That was a
asshole.
great story.
If I was your trainer, I'd be like,
My goddad was like, man, you almost hit the guy in the front row with the rope.
that's awesome. So yeah, tell me what was the reaction with your boys?
Man, they still clown me.
I was gonna say I would have never let you live that down.
But that's how great stories start. Is about a story like that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, if according to what you told me in the good times and stuff like that, you're not that far off from being as good as the best person that anybody knows about.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of hard because to tie a calf in 6, right?
Yeah.
Everything has to be right. You got to have, first off, your horse, right? You can't do it by yourself. You can't. You got to have a really nice horse that's going to help you get you there quick enough and then stop quick enough and run backwards quick enough to help you get to that calf.
Yeah.
Right?
Knows his job.
Right. And then you have to do your job on top of that. So, it takes a lot to get to that level.
Yeah.
So,
Now, did you train your horses yourself?
the very first horse that I had, again, my goddad gave him to me.
Okay.
I trained him, and he was okay. More of a high school kid's horse,
Right on.
Yeah.
But
Good training horse, basically.
right.
Plus, you had the time to train them too,
Right.
Right.
which is different for people that have a career, have kids,
Right.
have husbands and wives and all that stuff. So.
Right. So I was in high school, maybe fresh out of high school whenever I got the horse.
Okay.
Nice.
But I had a couple horses after that, and they were already trained, but really weren't trained that good.
Yeah.
Whatever. I ended up selling them. The horse I have now, same thing. She was started really good, and she had a few kinks to work out, but she starting to come around, and I think she's making a nice horse now. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's good. So you get these horses and you say you sell them.
Right.
I can't help but think of like a dog. So is it hard to sell them, or is it because they're not around all the time? You only see them out in the barn.
Good horses are hard to find when it comes to roping. Right, they're hard to find. So, when you run across someone who's mad at their horse, a horse is messing up or whatever, that's when you move in and be like, "Hey, I'll give you, $5,000 for your horse," So
It's dirty.
I mean,
Like a scorned wife, right?
Right.
Sell all your stuff.
Yeah.
I
I thought you meant sell your wife.
No.
I can't sell my wife.
No. $1 million.
Right? Okay.
But people buy horses all the time for $5,000 or $6,000 and keep them for a couple of months and sell them for, $15,000, $20,000.
Now do they? That was my next question. So they like flip horses.
Right. So
Damn.
So what if I buy a $5,000 horse? How much are you gonna charge me to train it for a couple months?
if I train them, you buy them for $5,000. If I train them, you can probably sell them for probably about $2,000. So it's up to you.
So you make $2,000 profit.
No. If I train them, you pay $5,000
for the horse.
By the time I finish training them, they're gonna be worth $2,000.
What?
Yeah, I don't want to screw you like that.
Why would they be worth $2,000?
I'll screw them up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Damn. So you're not a good trainer, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, no.
Shit. So, because I'm like, what if you go in cahoots with somebody? Like
That's
I'll buy the horse.
Yeah.
You train it, and then we'll split the profit.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, we might can do that.
Let's do that.
Okay.
I need to get in the business of flipping horses.
And then I get the benefit of getting to show up and ride it every once in a while just to learn and have fun. I do want to learn how to rope a horse, though.
Rope a horse, rope a calf.
I mean, rope a calf, yeah. From a horse. Fuck it, I'll rope a horse. I don't give a shit.
Come on, we can.
Hell yeah.
Whenever you get ready.
Hell
You
yeah.
use me. I'll just run down the hall.
I already have the concept of riding. I'm not going to go say I'm a rider. Obviously, I don't practice it anymore, and I haven't done it since high school.
Right.
But I understand the concept. I know how to not rack my nuts and all that good stuff. So I might even remember how to take the saddle on and off and groom it.
That'd be good.
Because ain't nothing worse than going riding horses with somebody and
like I do
thanks.
Everything.
Yeah, now you gotta go clean his sweaty ass off. And,
This is the only experience I have riding a horse was when I lived in Mexico.
oh, this it was a donkey show, huh?
It was a donkey was involved, and for whatever reason, it bucked me off.
The donkey?
did. So I went head first into
Did you
like
call it a burro?
yeah, burro. But it bucked me off into like this huge like spine like spike bush, and I still have the scar.
Oh, you fell in a thistle type thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like the donkey had some sort of thing come out of it.
No. I knew you were going.
I was like, what the fuck?
I was trying to explain a bush and try not to have contaminated thoughts.
Yeah.
Said like a thorn bush.
Like a thorn bush. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word.
There you go. Okay. So besides my friend rudely interrupting with his donkey story.
Oh, it's all right.
No, it's fucking
I like them stories.
So, dude, why were you on a donkey?
I was in first grade. I don't know.
Oh shit! So this was like traumatic for
They're
you.
probably going to buy groceries
Did
in
you
Mexico.
Did you get back on it?
No.
So you broke the cardinal rule,
Yeah.
bro. You don't let a horse bitch you up.
I don't even. That donkey's probably dead. I don't know.
Dang. Well, yeah, he's
Because
probably
it was
dead now.
first grade.
Yeah. No, they live a long time, man.
It's probably what we ate later on that night.
Oh my god, PETA's gonna
Donkey
destroy our
I'm
show.
kidding. PETA and
No, he's not.
WWF.
No, he's not. He grew up poor.
And
I bet they ate
I
him.
had to make ends meet.
Yep.
Ends donkey meat.
Donkey meat. Donkey.
Yeah.
All right. So I keep saying so. I've told myself I've watched so many of my own episodes and seen myself say so. You know how you get those filler words?
Right,
Mine
right.
is so. And if one of our 450 subscribers, we have 450 subscribers, dude.
We're gonna try to
On
up
YouTube.
those numbers.
I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before our 60th day or our 90th day. We've got 4 days left.
I think we can make it happen.
Maybe.
You might.
Maybe we'll see. But all right, so you start going down your path. First, you suck, and
Bad.
so you get made fun of. And what made you stick with it after such a failure?
He's a champ.
Well,
Heart of a champion.
I think I went to a small little backyard roping, and I actually won a little bit of money.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I won that little bit of money, and that was it. I can be rich.
There you go.
I kept going.
So okay, you put $100 in. What's your
Man,
what you walking out with?
let's see.
$1,000
Most, yes.
and a belt buckle, right?
Sometimes. Damn. Sometimes.
That's been my biggest disappointment of coming to Texas.
Is not getting a belt buckle.
I don't have a belt buckle. I was told
That's
because I said, I did the common Yankee thing. I'm like, dude, that's sweet. That's the biggest belt buckle I've ever seen. And the cowboy was like, yes, it is. And I'm like, where do I get one? He's like, you gotta earn it. I'm like, what do you mean I gotta earn it? Can I just go buy one? Hell no, not if you want respect. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, apparently you can't have a cool belt buckle unless you earn it. I gotta earn one. That's my goal with you.
To earn a belt.
I just want to earn a belt buckle.
Okay. I'll get you there.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
I'll get you there.
I can practice in the backyard, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll get you a roping dummy.
Roping dummy. I got. You saw
And
my dog.
You have the
He
space
loves to
for it.
run,
Exactly.
and he got long legs.
What the other one though?
Yeah, he too old.
No, he just sits there. So that'd be good.
Poor Hobbs. My dog, my German short hair pointer. He's like 15, going on 16 years old. He's way past his expectation, and he's blind, almost deaf.
Oh.
He's just living his best life,
There
though.
you
He's
go.
still, you take him outside. He tries to run around a little bit, all happy and excited. Until that fades from him,
Yeah.
I'm keeping him around.
There you go.
It's my dog, and but yeah, like, God, that'd be funny. But yeah, I want to earn a belt buckle.
Okay.
So you earned some money in a backyard gig,
Right.
obviously,
right.
because you tried to do the big show and you embarrassed yourself.
Yeah, I did.
And so you're like, I need a smaller venue so not so many people know about it.
Right. Right.
Were your boys with you when you did it the second time?
Yes. Yes. So,
Okay.
So we all
So it was a redemption.
right. We all get together and have a little ropings, little jackpots.
Okay.
So
How many people when you go to those, like the one that you threw the rope backwards, like
Oh,
How many people are competing against you usually?
so I was in the breakaway roping, right? So it's calf roping, except you don't have to get down and tie the calf. You just rope, and the rope will break away from the saddle.
Okay.
And whenever it breaks away, that's your time.
Oh,
So,
so that's kind of subjective then. Like the ref that's watching has to say like it broke away at this time.
right. So I mean, it's the same thing when you tie a calf. You throw your hands up, the judge.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was roping against probably there may have been about 20.
Okay.
20. It wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't that many, but you know.
And what's the like a big one? How many people are you roping against in a big one?
So now, I think most of the ropings I go to is probably about 50 guys.
Okay. So 50 dudes, and you're putting up how much in a good tournament?
So
Rodeo, like you say.
okay,
Tournament.
so when you go to a rodeo, your fees are probably going to be anywhere from $80 to $100.
Oh shit! I expected way more because I know.
Well, okay, so you got rodeos, right?
Yeah.
And rodeos are normally you rope one calf,
Mhm.
right? And the fees are going to be $80 to $100. When you go to a roping, where it's just nothing but roping, they don't have the bull riding and all the other events. It's just a roping.
So it's hundreds of people, I would imagine.
Right. Yeah. So when you go to a roping, they have it broke down to like how good you are.
Oh, so you have a ranking.
Right. So you rope against people who rope about the same as you do. And so one of the ropings, the fees are about $250. But there you can probably win, if you win all the way across, like, because you get three runs.
Okay.
Right. So each run you got a chance at making money. Plus it pays average money.
Gotcha.
You could probably win about 2,000 or so.
Nice.
Something like that.
That's not bad.
No.
And I'm sure it's fun no matter what.
Kind of sounds like the Royal Rumble.
Unless you take it too serious, like because you're so into it.
Well, I mean, you don't win nothing. You spent $250 to rope. You know,
Yeah.
that's not fun.
So basically, you paid to practice. In other
Yeah.
words.
You paid to go practice somewhere else.
Yeah.
But you get all the fun shenanigans in the meantime.
Right.
So hanging with your boys.
Right,
I'm sure you guys go out every night. I know you go out every night because I see those same cowboys out of town afterwards.
So aside from the quality of ropers, are you categorizing anything else like age group, or is it just all?
No, they just go off of how good you are.
And that's it.
Yeah, but that's at the ropings. At the rodeos is just an open rodeo.
Right on.
So they don't care how good you are. If you come up and pay your money, you're entered with everybody.
Okay.
And like
what do you prefer, rodeos or ropings?
The rodeos are fun.
Yeah.
Because you get to see other stuff.
Right
on.
The ropings are good for, like, the horse I got now. She's relatively young. But at ropings, I'll get to rope 3 calves on her and kind of see how good she is. You know what I mean?
Right on.
And it gives her experience too.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. The craziest thing I saw for the first time was last year working the rodeos. And that is where these dudes get in a small ring. And they dress like rodeo clowns a little bit. They don't have the makeup on and stuff. But the whole goal is to throw a pissed off bull into a small area, and they got to get as close to this thing as they can and basically dance around it.
Oh, the bullfighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest bunch of people I ever met in my life.
Was this the same one that we worked?
Yes, the Christmas thing.
I thought you were gonna say it was when there was a horse that bit the electrical wire.
Oh no, not that one. No, it was seriously like the bullfighting. Like it's a real thing, and I'm telling you, these guys, out of like the 15 or 20 that did it, just that first day that I saw the event, and it wasn't even like the cream of the crop guys yet.
Right.
Obviously, because like one got carried out with a broken femur. Another one had a broken arm. One dude just got knocked unconscious.
I wonder how much they get paid.
Dude, you better pay me a grip.
So those guys, they do the same thing we would do. Have to pay an entry fee.
Wow.
And then if they get points off of style.
Yeah.
And same, like I said, they pay entry fee to do it, and hopefully they the best and they win money.
Yeah, dude, bulls. I don't know how close you've ever gotten to them. I was right next to the chute as they were in line, and it's like, this is the bull that's next, and this, and they're, you know, nose to ass, nothing but murderous rage in their eyes.
Yeah.
And I mean, just, I'm serious. When I tell people I've been in fights with suspects, and I've seen, you know, a little shark look in their eyes, but a lot of times that's drug induced or something like that. And it's got a certain look to it. And I've been around, I've only ever seen it in a bear, this particular look. And the way that these bulls were looking was like, if I can get a hold of you, I will murder you. If I can get a hold of you, I will murder anything I can. And it never quit. It never stopped. It was in line. It was so pissed off, it climbed the one in front of it. And for a second, I thought it was going to get over the thing. And I started running the other way. And the bull.
Maybe I should get out of here.
So is it the PBR? PBR, Professional Bull Riders. The champion guy, who was skinnier and smaller than I thought he would be. He was a tall dude, but he wasn't as big as I expected. He got a little chuckle out of it, and he actually introduced himself to me afterwards.
You remember?
I couldn't tell you his name.
What, JB Mooney?
Yep, that's exactly who it is. Okay. Yeah, JB Mooney. Yeah. So
nice.
He thanked me for my service and all that stuff, and I didn't know he was a champion of anything until afterwards. But he's like, yeah, I saw you start running the other way. I was like, I didn't want to have to start throwing bullets. I was like, I didn't know what was going to happen. He's like, you don't work around bulls a whole lot? I was like, no, this is my first experience. So they're crazy.
Yeah, a lot of those guys are like, bull riders are small. Like, it's better to be smaller because bulls are bucking back and forth, up and down, and side to side. So if you're bigger, top heavy, you know,
a lot more damage can happen. Yeah. Right. Yep. That makes sense. Have you ever considered riding a bull?
No.
Smart man. No. I'll tell you, I've told this story a few times to people that do the type of shit you do. I watched, do you remember on TV before the internet, and they had the world's scariest, the world's greatest, the world. Yeah, they have those, and they'd be on like a Saturday night or a Sunday night, and Channel 12 or whatever, you know, out of the 4 channels. Well, they had the running of the bulls. And a bull got loose, right? Now, these are all murderous, you know, killers. And a bull goes down this little side street, and everybody evacuates to the top of this car. I counted 12 people on the car. So let's say each person weighed 100 pounds, which we know is not true. That's 1,200 pounds. Let's say the car minimum, it was a 4-door sedan. Let's say it weighed 2,000 pounds. It weighed a ton. So what do we got? 3,200 pounds. This bull stuck the side of the car and rolled it with all these people on it.
Like nothing.
Nothing. He horned it, and then he horned it again and lifted it with his neck muscles.
Wow.
And I said, it was that moment I realized I will never, ever get on a bull. They are stronger than I ever imagined.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And go ahead.
I was just saying, I didn't even have to get close to it to know. I just watched that.
I had a buddy that when we were wanting to learn how to rope, he wanted to learn how to rope too, but he didn't have a horse or nothing like that. And he was like, I don't want to rope because I don't have my own horse. If I ride bulls, I don't need a horse. I just need a rope. It's like, okay, well, do your thing. He went to the rodeo, got on the bull, and he was still coming down when the bull was coming up.
Lights out.
Bye-bye.
Knocked him out.
Dang.
Split his head wide open.
Yep. No thanks. No thanks. Because them cowboys don't wear helmets. I mean, the smart ones do.
Yeah, they do now.
Yeah, they do now.
Nobody just rides with the cowboy hat now. Back in the day they did, but now they're all got on helmets.
Yeah. Because they realize like all their bills, medical bills, all that crap's on them.
Right.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
And not to mention that it will destroy you. Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah. Okay, so you're smart. You didn't get into that.
Didn't do it.
You started making a little money, and the addiction starts.
Yep.
Now, where was your career? What were you thinking? You know, you just did this after high school. You started getting good. You start doing these rodeos and rope-ins.
And actually, in high school, I was roping, and I was okay. I was okay. I was roping against guys who went on to go to the national finals. I roped against them in high school, but I mean, like I said, I was okay.
Yeah.
He's being modest.
No, seriously. Like, I was okay. Like, I was tying calves in maybe 10 or 11. And that was a good run for me.
Yeah.
Those guys were tying calves in 8 and 7.
Okay.
So, I didn't know how far I would go with it, just because I'm sitting back, like, blowing my mind up trying to tie a calf in 10, and they're just running down their time in 8s, like, no problem. So, I didn't really know how far I would go.
Okay. So what were you like thinking of making that a career? Or did you have, were you going to go to college? Where was your mind at?
Well, in high school, I was still playing baseball, right? So I'm like, baseball is where it's at. That's what's going to pay for college.
Okay, so you wanted to go to school.
Right. But then I started winning a little bit more, and then I kind of quit baseball. I ain't quit, but I quit practicing and quit taking it so serious. But I ended up going to college for a little bit, and went to some college rodeos, and it's okay.
College rodeos, that's a thing?
Yeah.
So you can do that in college? It must just be like Oklahoma and Texas.
I learn something new every day.
Yeah.
It's all over.
All over what?
The U.S.
The southern states?
U.S.
I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. I ain't never heard of up Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm sure it exists. Probably there.
Yeah.
It's just a subculture that never hit my radar.
Right.
Okay. So what would you go to school for?
I went for when I first went, it was animal science.
All right.
Because the rodeo coaches were the teachers.
All right.
So I did that, and the more I thought about it, I'm like, let me start taking some criminal justice classes. So I did that.
So you had a bug for law enforcement.
Right.
Right. Did you know that when you were younger?
I did.
So it was kind of something that was always back in your mind type thing. Now, when you were thinking about that, were you like, I'm going to be a police officer? Or am I going to be a sheriff? Am I going to be an FBI? What was your...
I just a police officer. I didn't really think about the FBI or sheriff's department, but
just a city cop.
Just a city cop.
Okay.
Yeah. Just watching Cops when I was little.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got you.
All of us.
Yeah. That's one of the things that got me hooked.
Right.
So you do the CJ stuff, and you make them. You had to make the decision somewhere where you're like, all right, I got to. This cowboying isn't paying the bills the way I want it.
Right.
Where were you working other than cowboying?
So when I was from high school up until when I went to college, I was working at the Money Mint where they print money.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but it was like a work study program, and so I did that for a while. And
so you made money, or I mean, at least saw the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
they make money in Texas. All right.
Yep, they do. There's only 2 places they print paper money: Texas and Washington D.C.
Okay, I thought it was only in Washington, but so let me backtrack on that a little bit.
Okay.
Any little like uncommonly known facts that you could tell us about printing money or anything like that you learned there?
When money is made of cotton.
No, I didn't know that either.
I
know it feels funny. I know it's some sort of fibrous material.
Yeah, it's not just paper.
Yeah.
Actually, when they brought they get cotton out of the fields, right? And the company takes the cotton to the place where they make the paper.
Okay.
So they use a lot of cotton
in the paper that they're making.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And then wherever they make the paper at, they send it to the plants. And then the plant is where they put the ink on the
right on.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's the super secret ingredient.
Did they ever give you like a sheet of money? Like,
Nah.
We're gonna pay you in sheets of money.
They hand out those little shredded bags of money.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I can make dollars out of that.
Yeah.
So was it everything? Was it like ones through hundreds or?
So if I remember correctly, I know they print ones, fives. I don't think they were printing tens. I want to say tens and hundreds, I believe.
Okay.
Is what they made in DC. Everything else was made in Fort Worth.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So you go there, you work, and you're like, all right, this ain't for me.
Right.
It's a nice start, but this ain't the career I'm looking for.
Right.
And you're still cowboying.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine your level of cowboying was a lot more than what it is with your career now. Seems like you won't have as much time.
Right.
Because you're in your actual career. Yeah. So you decide to pull the trigger. You're how old when you decide to pull the trigger?
I actually to become a police officer.
Just because Fort Worth, was that your first try, or did you like put out feelers for other spots?
No, I've really only applied for just the one department really.
Okay.
I went and worked for a sheriff's department as a jailer.
Ugh. How was that?
It was different.
Yeah.
It was different.
Same uniform and everything, just like with Tarrant County.
Yes, I was actually down in Johnson.
Right on.
You was in Johnson County doing that. Okay.
So
when you got there, what was were you thinking? Okay, maybe I can make this my thing when you first started.
Yeah,
or?
it was. I enjoyed it because just knowing the people or the criminals that come in and like you read their charges, what they're in for, and you're like, dang, like people really do this kind of stuff to other people, or you know what I mean? And it's like,
How old were you?
I was how old was I?
I don't know. I asked you.
20. I was probably 21, 22.
And I
Really?
can't think back that far.
21, 22. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense why you would think that. Like,
Yeah.
you ain't been really exposed to the world.
Right.
Seen the type of shit people do.
Right.
And when you get in there, what was the hiring process like?
Fill out an application, come in for an interview. Cool, you start whenever. And
It's still paper, right?
What was the training like?
You go into a tank and sit with another officer, and y'all sit there and just on the job. I mean,
So no like use of force training, nothing like that.
nothing.
Now this is for citizens and people out there listening. Like, you have to think for a jailer, because my uncle was he worked prisons his whole life. He retired not too long, or he's close to retirement. One of the two. At like a federal prison up in Michigan, and like you're dealing with nothing but everybody's a bad guy.
Right.
Everybody has committed a crime.
Right.
And depending on where you're at, most of them are violent crimes.
Right.
Like my uncle's spot, like it's all violent felons.
Right.
So that your person's capable of doing some dirty.
Right.
And they're gonna throw you in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't give you any use of force training.
No, they didn't.
It's just all OJT stuff.
You would figure it'd be as on par with police training, if not more.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It wasn't. And they sent you to jailer school after
you'd been there.
You've been there a while. Yeah.
Dang. And I've heard of that. I've heard of that even in police work, where you start doing kind of like you get a lot of admin stuff out of the way, and
see if you're even gonna make it.
You don't have a badge on or anything, but you're riding along with other seasoned officer who's going to be your trainer, and then they send you off to an academy. So you've gotten a lot of admin stuff out of the way, and then when you get done with the academy, which is usually super short, you come back and you've gotten that admin stuff, so you're ready to just jump right in a patrol car with your FTO.
Exactly.
But so your impression of being a jailer, though, was left you wanting.
Yeah. So I remember a couple of deputies came in, and bringing the guy in. I remember one guy had a bag because he got shot.
Oh, like a colostomy bag?
Correct.
Yeah.
He got shot with a shotgun.
Ooh.
Some about I don't know what the deal was, but he got shot with a shotgun. And so he was telling us a story, and I'm like, man, that sounds fun. Not to shoot someone, but just them chasing him, trying to catch him, you know.
Oh, the cops going after him.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
So after he got shot, he went to the hospital, finished at the hospital, came to the jail. And so, like I said, his story was like interesting, you know. So I was like,
so you're getting the story from the bad guy, thinking, I want to be the dude that catches you.
No.
The officers, the actual.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
The deputy brought him in.
That's what I was confused at.
No, the deputy brought him in and was like, dang, what happened to him? And he was telling us, and I was like, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Like
catching bad guys.
Correct.
Yeah.
Pursuits and
Forgot about horses for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all it took.
I did.
Yeah. And hey, certain departments, they've got horses you can ride too, man.
Right.
I mean, you basically forget about real police work after that. Our mounted guys, you know I love you. I'm just messing. But for real though.
They're so elegant though.
Yeah. Like, man, horses, I've seen them in action for police, like public order.
Like in New York or New Orleans or something.
Intimidating.
I want to say we had some New Orleans, Fort Worth, and some others out at a Republican National Convention in Cleveland.
Okay.
And those horses were awesome. I mean, for one, two sides going at each other, hate each other, and not necessarily even hate each other. They just want to go at each other just for shits and giggles. I've seen that out there. And those horses come out, and it's either immediate fear and respect, or it's, I don't want these animals to get hurt, which that's my favorite type of people. They don't want okay, we got beef, but these horses didn't do anything. You know, I don't give a shit about these cops that are riding the horses, but I don't want the horses to get hurt. And I love, that was my favorite reaction. Because honestly, I had a Antifa group, probably 5 or 6 of them, that were standing right next to me and, you know, shouting everything they can in my face. And I'm just sitting there, and I think they grew to respect me or like me because I just said, look, I know you have a purpose and you're doing what you think's right. And I'm just going to sit here and take it. Like, that's as long as you don't do anything to me, we're good. Say what you got to say. That's what this is for. And they like that. And so they wouldn't shout right in my face anymore. They started shouting off to the side. And you know, the small kindnesses, I appreciated it.
Well, they were nice.
And when them horses came out, though, they're like, I heard them arguing back. We got to go. Like, if they knew, if they amped it up too much and people started throwing stuff, they didn't want the horses to get hurt. And I thought that was awesome.
So imagine having a mounted, but it's all trained raging bulls.
Oh, jeez. That's the thing about them bulls. I don't think you could train them.
What they need to do is just turn them loose.
Oh,
like running out of bulls like you were talking about.
Dude.
Horses didn't work. Release the bulls.
Dude, them bulls.
Clear all the streets out.
I'm telling you, shoot. Cops would be gone. Everybody would be gone. They'd clear everything. That's what they should do in time of war. Just throw some bulls out at people. Dude, I'm gonna video. I'm gonna do like a short, like TikTok podcast type thing,
just
where
on bulls.
Just I'm gonna go with him. Like, take me to where these murderous bulls are. And you tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
There's different bulls. Like, they pick the most murderous bulls intentionally, and they've been bred for years to be murderous.
Same way that people breed horses or dogs. To make good dogs or good horses, they breed bulls and cows together to make the best bucking bulls they can make. And like, it's kind of funny because people breed these bulls and they get like a big name bull or a really good bucking bull, and like famous bulls, those bulls are like pets. They become popular with the crowds. They exercise these bulls. And the caretaker can go in there and pet them and rub on them, and I mean,
it's kind of domesticate them a little bit,
Right.
for them.
But they hate everybody else.
Yeah.
But
You know what? It's like they do it for so long. They learn their job and they go in the shoot. They stand there when the gates open. They buck like crazy, and
they know when to turn it on and off.
Right.
That's cool.
When they buck their rider off, they just go on and walk back to the back and.
Like they know it's done.
Yeah.
Like that's what you had me here for.
Yeah.
I got rid of them. We're good.
Yep.
Where my sandwich at?
Yeah, what am I saying? You got to reward good behavior.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's funny. Yeah. No, dude, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Dang, I knew you were gonna be a good guest. I love this stuff. It has nothing to do with police work, but I love it.
It's crazy.
Well, that's part of the show too.
Yeah.
I want people. I want them to be able to see a guy like you,
Right.
and say, okay, one, he's already different from the normal police narrative. He's a black officer.
Right.
Two, he's a cowboy.
Right.
That's fucking weird.
Right.
It's not normal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, let's be honest. It's not a
right.
normal demographic.
Right.
So that's a cool story in itself.
Yeah.
And now in my, like that, you know me, ZENTENO, like this, the whole purpose is to bring people closer together towards police and first responders and frontliners and all that stuff. And now they're going to get to hear from a guy like you.
Right.
And now they got somebody else to cheer for.
Right.
Because they got, it's not just you out there, you know, getting a picture with a little kid that you just saved from crossing the street when they shouldn't have, or something like that. It's more than that.
Right.
Now they're going to actually get to know, they know who you are in a way. Because we're an hour in already.
Oh, really?
I told you it goes by quick. So for an hour, they've got to hear how you started, what brought you to being that.
And that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
That's just the beginning.
That's the beginning part. Yeah. So we haven't even gotten into your policing career yet.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I want to ask you, you wanted to get into the law enforcement and stuff like that.
Right.
Now, as a black man, from what I've been told by other black officers, and it's a hard cultural road, because when you're on duty, you're an Uncle Tom. When you're at home with your family, there's a lot of anti-police vibe in the family, so you can't necessarily talk about what you do outside the immediate family. And then, and this isn't, I don't think this goes so much with every black, I'm just saying this is what I've heard.
Right.
And one guy I got coming on, he quit the department.
Oh, really?
Because of the stuff I'm talking about, and I can't wait to get him on here. But and then you go to places that you like to hang, and whatever it is, and you can't even talk about your work there because the people you hang with are anti-police, or not even anti-police necessarily, but you shouldn't be involved with that type of thing. So,
and half the time they're just they don't know why they're anti-police. They're just following everybody else. They just
yeah. So for you, when you started doing the criminal justice thing, before you even got into the jailing, was there ever any stigma with that? Because in the cowboy culture, they're very pro-police.
Right. They are. Not really. Most of my family is into, I don't say most of my family, but mom worked for the federal prisons.
Okay. So it's already in the bloodline.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So
dang, they must have been so disappointed you didn't stay with the prisons.
Nah, I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't sit in jail basically.
Just one spot.
For 12 hours a day.
Yeah. It's like you're in jail.
Exactly.
So I have a little experience in the Air Force. I worked for our jail.
Okay.
And we housed, I think, around 40 or 50 people at a time. We were the only jail on the West Coast, like the Northwest Coast. It was up in Montana. So we would get people from Anchorage up to over to California, all these different
these are
spots.
People in the military?
Yeah, these are all military.
Went to jail for
yes.
something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of people that commit crimes
crazy,
in the military.
Right? Like I've never thought.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either.
Because everybody's supposed to have their shit together.
Yeah.
No, it happens, man.
Yeah.
Domestics. I had homicides. I had all sorts of different things. So thieves.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it is surprising. I think the most I had at one time was maybe a house of about 15. prisoners at one time, most of the time. But they could be there for up to 2 years. We had some that were there quite a long time waiting for their trial and stuff. But the point I was getting to is, dude, I was working 12-hour shifts.
Right.
And you're on a base already. You're already kind of in a prison.
Right.
No offense, military. I love you. And I started because I was considering that type of career field when I got out. I was like, well, maybe this is what I want to do when I was learning what I was doing.
Right.
And I quickly gained the mindset like, I'm trapped in here with them.
Right.
We're both trapped. We can't leave.
Right.
Now I can leave when my shift ends. But up until then, I'm responsible for it. And you're responsible for them. They get hurt. They do hurt each other. They do anything dumb.
Right.
So I get it. Yeah. Like I that's the vibe I got. So if you tell me the same thing, then I'm not that far off.
No.
So
I'm thinking they do their time, then get discharged. And I'm not. So how that works. So I know it's not all military. I'm sure there's a civilian spouse that ends up in jail.
Yeah. So basically, they'll get a dishonorable discharge, and they'll still serve their sentence, but they're not. Even while they're in jail, I don't believe they're any longer considered in the military. Right. Although the military is obviously responsible for their.
With you talking about that, I'm like, wait a minute. That's because I have a lot of family military too. So yeah. He
didn't sign up because he had
my toe didn't
flat
bend.
toes or something.
I told you.
Anyway, I'm just messing. So okay, so you didn't get any flack or anything like that because obviously it was in the family. So that's
right. That I have a really cool family. Like everybody's cool.
Yeah.
So even with everyone who was on the other side of the law, they went to whatever, been to jail, prisons, whatever. Like at the end of the day, we were family. They never.
Oh, it was never even
never.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you pulled the trigger to do the prison stuff, obviously I bet Mama was like, "That's my baby."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Did you get anything from the prisoners?
No, not really, because when I first started down there, I come to find out later, I really wasn't supposed to be wearing it, but I had my uniform on, a belt, and my belt buckle.
Oh.
Okay.
So the only thing you were missing was that cowboy hat.
Your cowboy belt buckle.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it was a conversation piece.
All right.
So it kind of helped me
create a rapport with them.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's cool.
So,
yeah. Hell yeah. That would draw me in.
Right.
Shit, it's worked on me before. And I hate that it draws your gaze.
Oh, yeah.
Down there.
Yeah, I'm like, the cowboy's already wearing tight ass pants. What's the hell? What's the deal with that, man?
I don't know.
What's the deal? Come on.
Back in the day, that's what they wore.
That was the hotness?
Yeah, but now, no, we don't.
I
don't.
Good man.
Yeah.
Don't be doing that.
No.
Nothing worse than
conversation starter.
Some dude's moose knuckle next to us. I'm like, come on, guy. I like you and all, but I don't need to be able to draw you in detail like one of those French girls that Jack was drawing. So, all right, cool. That's good to hear. So, let's move forward. Okay. You got done with the prisons. How long did you work there?
7 days shy of 3 years.
Okay. So then you applied for a PD.
I went to a couple other little jobs.
Okay, so you had some in between.
Right.
What'd you do in between?
In between, I worked for a water department.
All right.
He sounds like me. A bunch of filler jobs.
Yeah.
You can't talk. You had a weird fucking job. I don't know if you ever heard the episode with this crazy asshole. He cut bodies up. Yeah. He was a harvester.
That was before all the filler jobs.
He harvested organs.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you worked for a water department.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what'd you do at the organs?
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Start talking about my old job. It's just human cadaveric tissue, recovered it surgically, and to be implanted into other patients.
See, that's how I know he's legit, because he's saying big words I don't know.
Right.
He's
saying
all I heard was
so we would take bone, skin, heart, veins, eyes for corneas.
Okay, be honest. I love that we got back on this. So be honest. Do you talk to him right before you cut? Like, I'm sorry.
No.
Nothing?
I never really talked to him.
What the hell, dude?
You know, the only thing I ever thought about was man, they were
people.
They were laughing and joking, and this changed my whole perspective on life and how short life is. But because you dealt with all, I mean, death is not biased, so it's just today what it is.
I'm sorry, you tell me, Steve. If I'm about to cut you,
it was
open,
all done surgically, and we were all
if I'm about to cut somebody open, I'm apologizing and talking to him first.
Hold still. This might hurt a little bit.
Yeah, she ain't going anywhere. So
what do you do if they flinch, like a death spasm or something?
The only thing they would do was the little exhale.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah,
bye bye.
I'm out the room. I'm out the building.
The what's it called? The little tittle breath or tidal breath, or
I call that last little gasp.
I call that the beginning.
Sometimes
call that the beginning of the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, man, I'm out. Sometimes
they're trying to get the other breath.
Working 26 hours straight, and sometimes you feel like they're still breathing. Seeing stuff move you're not supposed to move, and
dude,
yeah. But that's because of sleep deprivation, and it's just it is hallucinate like the class we're in right now.
Yeah.
Dude, it's that.
Yeah, it's
a little bit of that makes me think.
What class are y'all in?
MHOT.
Mental health.
Officer training.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we've been listening.
How long is
anybody's listening to us?
40. Is it a 40 hour?
40 hour.
40 hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good training.
So you sound a lot like how I did it, like with a bunch of filler jobs. What the job I'm talking about, that was my career for almost 16 years.
Okay.
But like you, there was a lot of filler jobs up until you got hired on, and it was like a year and a half for me, like a year and a half till the day that like you're in class 142.
Okay.
Of filler jobs. So it was you said you worked at a water department?
Yeah, water department, and cutting people water off.
Oh, dang.
That guy.
What an asshole. Yeah. So you was like a
meter
man.
I was a meter reader.
Oh, you used to do the like sneaks in the...
Huh? I always wanted to do that. Meter reader for whatever reason.
No, man.
It was
where I grew up in Flint, them dudes were constantly almost getting shot.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Because most meters were like either on the side yard or in the backyard.
Oh. In the backyard?
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah. It was dumb. Well, it's Flint. If you've ever heard of Flint, there's some dumb stuff they did. So, and it's a long history of dumb stuff. Okay. So, anyway, they almost get shot in the backyard. Wow. We're trying to get into your yard to go read your meter. Yeah. Crazy. Yep. But anyway, so let's pause for a second because I'm getting low. You're starting to get a little low, but I want to brag for a second. This is the first guest that showed up with a gift and prepared. He brought some TX American version whiskey. It's got the stars and stripes on it. It's some sort of special edition. It says proud partner of Boot Campaign Lace Up America.
It's a pretty bottle.
Yeah, it's a cool bottle. So I don't know what that campaign is. I'm going to look it up after. The bottle came with the dog tag of it on here. Yeah. So TX, if you're listening, hey man, I'm looking for sponsors, and we seem to rep you quite a bit on here. Yes. But thank you, Mr. Robinson. No how's it treating you, by the way? You liking it?
Oh yeah.
Because up until now, have you ever had it?
I think I've had it once or twice, maybe.
Okay.
I'm a Crown kind of guy.
I like Crown.
So
when I was in Michigan the last time, my cousin Jimmy Gilbert, I'm gonna give him a little shout out. This liquor store he took us to, they get their own version of Crown made.
Really?
And it was like 100 proof or 110 proof. It was really high. Mm-hmm. And it had this, let's say it was like a vanilla cinnamon flavor to it.
Okay.
But it was their own store blend. Like the Crown was named after their store. Really? And they gave us a little taste of it when we were in there. And it was one of the first times I've ever had.
It's warm
all the way through your body. It was amazing. I loved it. So
in the winter months.
Oh, dude, yeah, and I think it was the winter months.
Oh, yeah.
So
that was perfect.
Michigan miserable in the wintertime.
Right.
But yeah, man, I'm with you on Crown. I like Crown. My wife, her go-to is always Captain and Coke. But in the case that Captain's not available, She's a Crown girl. So, yeah. So I'm with you. I like Crown. Zenteno's a Diet Coke and sadness type of person. So
I drown my sorrows in Diet Coke.
I get it. He's been clean lately. I don't know what the deal is.
And I think I didn't really start drinking anything until I was like 35, 36.
That's because
and I'll be 42 in less than a month.
Probably shortly after you stop cutting bodies. Psycho. Yeah. So okay, do you need more?
Sure.
You want some more? Yeah, we got some ice too. Help him out. I can't reach that side of the table. You're the co-host, bro. You're like the co-captain. You're supposed to be helping out over here.
At least on poor stuff.
Right? Hook him up.
You tell me when to stop.
That's the cowboy. Oh, you guys should see this technique right now.
That'll work. Yeah.
Good man. Yeah. Now how are you going to drop the ice in without it splashing?
Dang it. I did it ass backwards.
Yeah.
Here, how about we do this? Do it like that.
There you go. Look. See, you got to bang the side first. Amateur.
Oh.
Look at this. Look at this.
How much I know?
Where did you get that? Where did that come from?
Right here.
I didn't bring that in here.
It's magic.
So, for those that couldn't see it, Zenteno. It's ZENTENO. And I say ZENTENO.
It's ZENTENO.
And I just want people to know, because I've gotten comments like, I thought it's pronounced ZENTENO.
It's Centeno. If
you're
from Mexico.
Yeah. I call him ZENTENO because that's my name for him, okay?
It's been butchered for years.
Yeah.
Zenteno, Zentano, Zenteno.
And you can blame
Zartrino.
Tortino pizza rolls for
Just
that.
call me Chato.
Chato.
Yeah, there you go.
Would you tell me that means like up nose, pig nose?
Like a pug nose.
Pug nose, that's what it was. Yeah.
So when they would ask me back in high school, I'd be like, they name dogs.
Those headphones suck, don't they?
Nah.
Tell me, okay, Zentino, you've worn them a couple times now. How are those headphones? Are they okay? Are they comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay. Because these are ridiculously comfortable.
Yeah.
But those came with the microphone
It's
sets.
probably because I'm wearing it down here. It's pulling down.
I just, like I said, I feel bad you have to sit in that crappy. That's my table chair.
It's probably what caused my red eye. Is these headphones?
Yeah. So
kidding.
But let's take a time out to recognize all the new gear from Gator Framework.
Man,
how you liking it? Because you've been gone.
Fancy since Betsy.
How are you liking the gear? Is it nice?
Good.
It's treating you well?
Yeah. It's like professional in here.
Yeah. So
not that it wasn't before, but
HRH Combat Arms,
right on,
which is one of our only sponsor. One of our only sponsor. Hey. They are getting us a camera to replace my stupid iPhone, which I apologize after the fact when you guys see Paul Ware's episode, which was the one before this. That camera ran out of steam at 38 minutes, couldn't handle it, and it stopped itself.
Is that the first time it's done that? Because, I mean, we've gone hours before.
I know. It did it on Spragan's episode, which will air next Thursday. Today is the 22nd of July, so it'll be on the 29th when his episode airs. And so you're going to see a lot of wide angle and Joey. Right on. And it's fine. That's why I always put that camera on me, because it's not a big deal if people can't see me talking. Right. I want them to be able to see y'all. So, yeah, so we're going to get 2 new Osmo action cameras to replace the iPad in that. And
fancy.
That will be nice. So thank you, HRH Combat, for helping us out.
And they did this.
Yeah. So they do the guns. He got his 1911. He took it back the last time he was here because he did an inventory. He filed a stolen gun report because he forgot he loaned it to me to put on here.
Oh.
And then he watched the Brandy episode and saw it on the table and realized what he had done.
Oh, no.
And had to call and cancel the report.
Oh, dang.
So awesome. Funny. So, all right. Back at it, Steve, because we're only an hour and 15 minutes in. So you pull the trigger. You go for law enforcement. Mm-hmm. You get it. You got where you want to go. Mm-hmm. Was that your top spot where you ended up going?
Yes.
So you got where you wanted to go.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So it's a civil service spot, so you had to take a test to get there.
So I actually tried like 3 times. Tried 3 times. Then I quit trying.
Yeah.
Then I tried one more time, and then I got it.
Were you not scoring high enough, or were they just not, there's no movement?
So The first time I didn't score high enough. They never did call me back.
Okay.
The second time, I want to say it was no. I got through, got to the background part, and I got into a little trouble at my old job, and so it was like, well, just wait and try again.
Well, you can't gloss over that. What trouble did you get in?
I got fired on my day off.
Oh shit! I've heard of. They made a movie after this.
Yeah. I was gonna reference it, but probably old now.
Craig,
can't even.
How you gonna get fired on your day off?
Like, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kick that dead horse.
so you got fired.
I got fired
on your day off. Dang, bro.
It wasn't a day off, but
okay.
Kinda. Not really.
It's funny though.
But yeah, I ended up getting fired, and so they was like,
what did they say you did?
So I went to get my hair cut.
All right.
And it was right before, I want to say it's right before Thanksgiving, like the day before Thanksgiving. So I was like, hey, I try to get my hair cut on my lunch. So, hey, I'm trying to get my hair cut.
Might run a little late. Type thing.
It's like, well, hurry up, It's like, okay, cool. So I get my hair cut, go back, and it was a little, maybe 30 minutes to an hour late.
Yeah.
Maybe come back from lunch.
It happens.
And so I get back, nothing's said, went over the weekend, nothing. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, I don't know if anything was said Tuesday, but maybe that Wednesday or something. It's like, hey, we need to talk to you. It's like, okay. And so I go in there, it's like, well, we told you to come back to work. You didn't come. You were late, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to have to let you go. I'm like, what do you mean let me go? And I've never been fired in my life. And so it's like, yeah, we're just not working out. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, what do? I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I'm mad, sad, or.
Was it at the beginning of work or did they wait till after you did your job?
Man. Because they've been known for a minute.
It was like after lunch.
They let you work a little bit too. See?
Yeah.
Dang. Man.
Where was this place?
It was down in Johnson County.
Okay.
Was it a police thing?
No. It was at the water department.
The water department. All right, Johnson County Water Department.
It was a town in Johnson County.
I know what they're doing.
But you know what?
They had somebody they wanted in there. They were waiting for somebody to fuck up.
It doesn't even matter.
They was trying to get a friend in there.
Probably.
Because that's some bull.
Look at it like this, bro. If it had never happened, you probably wouldn't be sitting here.
Right.
So that's all part of the plan.
But, I had some...
Jesus.
Yeah.
I had some good people, like really cool people in my life. Mm-hmm. So when it happened, I'm like, man, and when you said something about the rodeo guys, cowboy guys are good people.
Yeah.
A couple of guys that I rodeo with, I called them up, man, I need a job, And I didn't really have any bills or anything. I didn't have a truck note or nothing. I had a horse. That was about it.
Yeah.
But I called him up. I was like, man, I need a job. You got anything for me? He's like, yeah, come on. So
no questions.
He owned his own company and
hell yeah.
So
give him a shout out if you want to.
Vernon Dunn.
There we go.
So yeah, he's a cool guy. So I went and worked with him and I rode horses.
That was your job?
That was my job.
No shit. Dang, dude.
His horse. He had kids that rodeo,
Yeah.
And so it's like, hey, go exercise the horses, whatever. If I need you to go run some parts to the job sites or whatever,
Yeah.
I was doing a little bit of that and just a little bit of everything with him.
And I bet you had more fun doing that.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
hey, dude, I'm telling you,
that's a blessing.
The rodeo community or rancher community, I should say. Rancher community. The rancher community is amazing. I'll give you an example. Barrel racing.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking to a dad who got his daughter in to barrel racing at 16.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's renting the horse. He's renting the trailer. He doesn't own anything because it was her first year. He's really getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she had just turned 17 and earned her way to the rodeo in Fort Worth.
Okay.
And because you got to place in so many different places to get there. So she places high enough. Well, in transition to the last place she qualified to get to Fort Worth, her horse gets sick. The one that she'd been riding. It's the only horse she knew. She was learning. You know, she learned how to do it on this horse. The person she was renting the horse from said, I got a different one for you. It's a better horse. Won't charge you anymore. We'll let you go do this one. We'll get your horse back on track or whatever.
Right.
She goes to Fort Worth and places, like I think she had 3 runs, like you said. I think she had so many runs that she did.
Okay.
And she kept getting money qualifying spots. Like I'm talking top 5.
Oh, really?
She's in the top 5 spot. By the end, she finishes in 2nd place, which was huge money. I'm not talking $1,000. I'm talking like $50,000.
Right.
Like she made a grip of money. It was amazing. So she made, and that was at the final. Like she had won money each time prior to that too. So she makes this money and calls in. She's super excited. You know, I didn't hear this part. The dad's telling me.
Right.
Calls the lady that they had leased the horse from. He leased the horse.
Yeah.
That's right. And she said, "Keep her. She's yours."
What?
Because that horse hasn't ran the numbers. Never run those numbers for anybody else.
Wow.
And she said, if that horse is running those numbers for you, keep her.
Just keep it. Wow.
Yeah. That is the ranching community. That is the community. And
for sure.
And like I said, they weren't sure if they were going to stick with it. She'd been doing it a year.
Right.
And they wanted to support that. And now what do you think that girl's going to do? That girl's going to be all into it now. This horse is her horse.
Right.
The money she won. Oh, she won a trailer.
Really?
That was another thing she got. So now they don't have to rent a trailer. And if you've seen those, you see those trailers, dude,
like that horse imprinted on her or something. That's crazy. Yeah.
They like the one trailer I was talking to a guy about. He's like, "Yeah, I picked this trailer up at an auction. It's a $280,000 trailer. I got it for $40,000. It was basically a police had seized it. He bought it at like a police seizure auction type thing.
Wow.
So he got lucky. But that's the type of money these people are spending. Man. $280,000. That's more than my house.
Yeah.
My house is 140. So there's a little too much information out there. I don't care. But anyway. So yeah, man. So the ranching community hooked you up with a job. I like that.
Right.
That's your boys too.
And end up going to work for another guy who I met through another friend of mine. His name's Gary Cates. Okay. And so this guy was letting me ride his horse. I'm roping. He hooked me up with somebody that helps other people rope.
Okay.
This guy would go help kids, give private lessons to kids, and they would pay him like a lot of money to come help them rope and to get better. Yeah. And so I started getting lessons from him, and then Gary hooked me up with somebody else who owned another company. I went and worked with him for a while, and it's Chris Stevens, really good guy, really good. And so when it was this last time when I applied for the department, he was like, you know, I hate to see you go, but whatever you need, I got you. Whatever you need.
Awesome.
So
that's great. So you get in. You finally. You said how many times? 4th time.
I want to say the 3rd or 4th time is when I got on.
Okay. So stick with it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the lesson for anybody out there.
Yeah.
Because was it worth it?
Oh man,
was it worth it?
Best decision ever.
Best job in the world, right?
Yeah. I had a classmate I went to high school with, and she told me you need to start trying to get on. But this was back when I was at Johnson County.
Oh, okay.
She was like, you know, you need to try to start, you know, quick.
How long was the process once you knew you were going to come on?
It was fairly quick. Like once I tested, got done with the test, man, 4 to 6 months, if I remember correctly.
Lucky bastard.
It was pretty quick.
That was like a year.
That was a year and a half.
Yeah, and that was with family on the department too. Like that didn't help me at all.
When did the Dallas shooting happen?
That's when that same day that I took the second test.
Yeah,
and it was
that in 2016?
Well, it's 5 years ago now.
It had to been 2016.
Yeah,
it was.
So I applied. Matter of fact, I took the test. For some reason, I want to say that was a Thursday. But I took a test that day, and later on is when the shooting happened.
Oh.
But then I started.
So we took the test. I took that same test.
You did?
Yeah, because the 5 happened later on that day.
Right.
Yeah.
Dang. So you were in 142. So you scored better.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. Smarter.
Mm-hmm.
I scored. I don't know how this happens. But I scored the same exact score from the first time.
Oh.
So I don't know how that happens.
That can happen.
I
ran the PT test one time, 3 years in a row, same exact time.
Hold on, you said your process was a year and a half?
Man, there's more to that story, but
wait.
It was a year and from the time I applied the very first time.
When you first took the test?
I took the test the first time.
Oh, okay.
So I count all that.
Yeah. I see.
It's just like you did it 3 times.
Right,
like I would have counted all that. I was like, well, this is how long it took me to become a police.
If that's the case, my process is probably 4 years or 5 years, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so that happened, and then was that in May?
Oh man, I've got terrible
Anyways,
memory.
So that happened, and I started the academy in January of 17.
Okay. All right. So now you're fulfilling your destiny. You're going. You got the path you want.
I'm in.
You're in.
I met you.
What was your? Yeah, you met me. I apologize if I didn't live up to your expectations as an instructor.
No, you're cool.
You were 143.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. Yeah. So, if you're wondering what these numbers are, they're the class numbers of graduation.
Right.
Obviously, we keep this show separate from our department that we work for, and that's my little disclaimer out there. So we're not going to represent them in any way, but we are referring to the
I had
numbers.
started in November. And a couple months later, he was starting.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you get in, and you've been an officer for 4 years. So let's talk about the academy for you. Do you think it prepared you for going out and being a street officer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's some things that you don't have. There's not enough time to learn as far as like just talking to people.
Right.
You don't. There's not that's you learn that from when you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
How to talk to people, how to interact with others.
Like we said, you either have it or you don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
as far as a safety standpoint, yes.
Yeah. So before because you've got the ability now to look back and say, like, I remember when I was a jailer.
Right.
So now do you look back and reflect and go, holy shit.
Right.
I was not prepared for that job.
Yeah, because once that person's in jail, right, they're not on drugs, right? They're pretty much sobered up, and most people are different when they're not high.
They've already accepted the fact that they're in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're there. They're dealing with it, right?
Yeah.
So in jail, I learned, as long as you don't disrespect them, they won't disrespect you. And so in jail, you don't have tools on your belt. All you have is a radio in your hands. That's it. No pepper spray. You just
Not even pepper spray?
Nope. So, you had to know and learn how to talk to people.
Yeah.
So,
I bet.
So that helped out a bunch. And then, in the academy, unlike at the jail, in the academy, they taught you, if you didn't have any type of trainer or didn't know how to fight or physically restrain someone, the academy kind of gave you a good baseline on how to do those things. Mm-hmm. Right. And when I worked in the jail, it was like, here you go.
It's crazy to think, right?
It is crazy. Because if there's a potential for any violence anywhere, it's a place where everybody in there has committed a crime.
Right. Exactly.
And they at least ask you, have you ever been in a fight? All right, that's good enough.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And in the jail on the base, one of the big things that my boss told me, he goes, every one of these people have been trained to kill.
Oh, yeah.
Basically.
Every one of them have been trained to kill.
Right.
And I'm sitting there and I'm going, this is the Air Force. I started laughing a little bit. He didn't think that was funny. I'm like, come on, dude. You gotta have Chris Casey, if you're listening, I love you, buddy. No, but that was just to make me recognize how serious it is. Everybody in there is trained to kill.
Right.
Now, where you were at, everybody in there is guilty of a crime.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yep.
Some could be innocent crimes, or non-violent, I should say. But yeah. So you get in and people, I want people to learn from your perspective and stuff. Okay. So while you're in the academy, what were your expectations? How did the pros turn out? Like, what did you love about it? What did you hate about it?
What I loved about it was, before coming in, I had the mindset that you're going to be learning the law, right? You're going to learn the law, and I didn't really like to read, but
I can tell.
Criminal justice was
that's your bread and butter.
Yeah, I like that. Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, it'll be easy to study this stuff because that's what I like.
Yeah, you have a passion for it.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you got all the other stuff you don't really care about, like
traffic code,
CCP. But that's the stuff you need.
Yeah.
Right. So I like that part, right?
So CCP, for anybody listening, is Code of Criminal Procedure. Right. So basically what we use to...
That's the law. That's
what we can and can't do.
Yeah.
That's a law for us.
Yeah. Right.
Traffic code is like everything that we can pull you over for and write you tickets for.
Right.
It's boring to learn, guys.
I wonder if anybody's ever... I think that's bigger than the Bible, the traffic code.
Oh, the traffic code.
Not to offend anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It's... And the only way to teach it is to read it.
Yeah. Popcorn reading.
Oh
my God.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
I mean, you learn the whole traffic. Well, I ain't saying you learn the whole thing, but you learn the traffic code and you use about maybe 20
offenses from there.
And, but
0.5% of
the two that always stuck out to me, and maybe you guys used it, maybe didn't, is one, obstruction of roadway. Is a Class B misdemeanor.
Right.
So when you've got your what I call aggravated beggars, the ones that come out and bang on your windows and stuff like that, and
no way, I thought they had to be a highway.
It just has to be a public roadway.
It's a B. I thought that was a.
It's a B. There's a lot, but you got to prove the obstruction.
I answered that question wrong.
Yeah, you got to prove the obstruction. So I used it a lot on bikes because we had a homeless guy from Kenya, I believe it was where he's from, and I don't know if it was a cultural thing, but that dude, you'd be stopped at a light and he'd just come up, wham, 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 right on your window, and I'm like, "It's Texas, bro, get a shot,"
right?
And that's how he was, and he didn't give a shit, and he kept getting calls, so I'd write a ticket. And I'm like, this is not working because he's homeless. He doesn't have money, and I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to survive, and I feel for him. But like, dude, I've told you figure out a new way.
Right.
Like, I figure out a new way because this way is going to get you hurt by somebody, and that was my biggest concern, was him getting hurt. And I found that B.
Oh, okay.
So just made the arrest right then and there.
Maybe if it's a highway, it's like a state jail felony or something.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
So, and then the other one is stopping prior to the sidewalk when exiting
That's a good one.
a driveway.
Private
Private drive.
Yeah,
so
private drive.
that was
I've
another
used
one.
that one a few times.
Yeah, and if you're listening, people are like, oh my God, that's a chicken shit offense. Yes, it is. I don't use it for you. I use it for people I already know are criminals, and I need a reason to pull them over and get the stuff they just stole from you.
But they say it's dumb until they're walking down the sidewalk and
somebody runs them over.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we just had a kid that got hit recently on a bike. Yeah. Yeah, he lived. He was okay. But he did have...
There wasn't a stop sign there? Sidewalk.
Yeah, he had a serious injury, though. So, but yeah, I get the reason for the law. And again, I'm not sitting outside the school watching soccer moms leave in their vans and saying, I got you. Yeah. You know, I'm using it as a tool to get real criminals.
Right.
So you go in, you got to learn the boring stuff.
Right.
But you're learning the cool stuff, too.
Right.
So
like, the first day, I'm like, I'm ready. I'm finna go learn some cool stuff, learn how to shoot and learn how to drive fast and whatever. The first day
lights and sirens, baby.
Yeah. We go out there and we're standing in formation and it's like all hell breaks loose.
You got smoked right off the bat.
Yes.
Was I there?
I'm sure it was because it was
more than likely was
you.
But I never know when my military time is, so sometimes I had to miss.
It was it was. I remember it's January.
Oh, I was there. That's all you had to say.
Yeah, January 23rd.
Because I usually go into March or I go late summer, which this time I'm going late summer. So I hate going in the summer, but it's just how it goes.
You guys were all lined up like we were up against the wall.
We were out.
No. They were in formation.
Oh, you guys were already in formation.
In between
the pillars there inside the gym?
No, outside in between the buildings.
Oh, in between the buildings. Okay. So for those wondering what he's talking about, on day one of the academy, it is stress inoculation, basically. Their first hour, 2 hours. So
it felt like 6 hours, 10 hours.
Yeah. So you go in there and the principle is, one, it's paramilitary, and two, if you can't handle within the first hour of you doing the job that you've dreamed of doing
in a controlled area,
in a controlled, safe environment, of a little bit of stress from people just yelling at you and making you do random tasks, with impossible times.
Right.
If you can't handle that and you decide to quit, critical thinking is you're lacking because you're not seeing the big picture. You're not thinking past the stress, and it helps.
You get a lunch.
Yeah. Then you get a lunch. So it's kind of the theory behind it. So for those that look at it and they're like, no, it's just bullying and it's this. No, there's a purpose behind it, and I think where it gets lost in translation is people don't take the time, or they don't even understand why they do it because it's the way it's always been done.
Right.
And nobody's ever explained, this is why we do what we do. And I tried to make that a point as an instructor. It was like, look, I'm doing things for reasons. Here's the reason. I couldn't tell you that day one. But afterwards we can sit back and be like, all right, look, this is why we did what we did. We needed to be able to, in a controlled environment, yell at you and get your stress levels
just
up.
like you were sitting on the at the Republican convention, on the line or whatever.
Yeah,
people sitting there yelling at you, and you don't lose your cool.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna just say you were exposed to it previously.
Yeah,
that, and why they're doing it. You're 35 now, right?
Correct.
So subtract 4, so you're 31.
I was 31 when I started.
31. I was 37. You get guys that are 30 and up pushing the fort. There's no option to fail.
Yeah.
So all that yelling, that was just a game.
Yeah.
Like and somebody that's hasn't been, or doesn't have a family or doesn't have kids like I did.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Most of the younger officers, they're the ones that had the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they get you by making you crawl around in this dirt and grass and
doing calisthenics and stuff. Yeah.
Dude, I was like a big kid on the park, bro. I didn't
shoot cowboy strength over here. You didn't have no problem.
I was just like, whatever. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just like,
just getting through it.
Just do what I got to do, get through this. And it'll get better.
Yeah. I tend to remember the ones that don't stand out. Robinson was one of the ones that didn't stand out. Right. It wasn't for good or bad reasons. It was just because he always did what he's supposed to.
And got his shit together.
And he just stayed below the radar.
That's it.
He didn't draw attention to himself. And I try to tell people, like, that should be your goal in the academy. Now, I had a target on me because I was a legacy. So it just, there's nothing you can do about it. So just to embrace it, have fun with it, and try to make the best of it. But yeah, when you went through, again, you were just one of those dudes that went below the radar. And I never had an issue. I never had a confidence issue with you where I thought, all right, this dude needs to do this, he needs to do that. And it's fun to watch your career. You know, anybody I've ever taught, it's fun to watch their career and stuff. And shoot, the next time I think I end up seeing you actually in the field working, we were pulling a gun. A guy had went and shot a gun.
Oh, yeah.
And we caught him on Real Time Crime Center with a Flock camera, I think. Shout out to Flock. If y'all don't have Flock out in your neighborhoods, in your city, you need to get it. It's one of the best law enforcement tools out there. Matter of fact, we just caught a homicide suspect with the Flock camera, and we found a aggravated burglar.
Nice.
If that's a thing. He carries a gun, takes pictures of himself with this gun, and then he goes and breaks in the house. And stuff. We didn't catch him, but yeah.
But he's caught.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So
cool.
So that's all thanks to Flock camera system. So
shout out to Flock.
Look at Flock. But yeah, so the Flock camera catches a guy taking a gun and blasting it off. He's not shooting at anybody, but he's shooting in an area that he could hit somebody. Right. And it's it's in a major metropolitan city. And then the camera follows him.
Nice.
Takes off. And this dude calls out. He's a school initiative officer at the time, and I hear SI such and such. I knew the voice kinda, but he's alone. He's all by himself, and we're in a UC trying to catch up. And I'm across the busy road, and I see it's him, and I go running across the street. We get there. This one-hander, wham, just cowboys him out of the car. The gun goes flying out of his hip. I had it all on my body cam. It was great. I think they actually used that footage for training purposes.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because it was good. Yeah. You had lethal cover. I switched over to non-lethal, and he talked. But then when it was time for him not to talk because he was going hands-on, I transitioned. Like we didn't say anything to each other. We had never worked with each other, and so we played off of each other. And my boy Dowdy had the passenger, so that was covered. And he rips him out of the car. The gun comes flying out of his hip. I get the gun, secure it. The guy doesn't get any injuries, nothing. We get him hooked up. Everybody's safe. It was a beautiful thing. So, but it was cool because we played ball together and stuff like that in between a lot of off-duty type things. But that was our first time working together.
To actually earn your money.
Yeah, out in the field, and it was fun to watch because I'm watching this dude, and sorry, school initiative officers, they're not looked at as like the most tactical guys or anything like that. And so I'm like, all right, let's see what he does. I was just waiting for him to either look at me and say, okay, handle up, like I'll let you take lead, but he didn't even look at me. He just focused.
Time to go to work.
He had the goal, he had eye on the prize, and he handled up. And like I said, at the end of the day, if everybody goes home safe, including the bad guy, especially after knowing he has a gun, we knew he had a gun.
Right.
And I looked right at most people are right-handed, and I believe the RTCC guy even said he shot right-handed. So that was an awesome call by that guy. I don't remember who it was, but
Cruz.
I don't know.
It was, I want to say it was Mike.
Money?
No. Mike.
I don't remember. It was at least 2 years ago. Yeah. At least. So.
Still got the video on my phone.
Nice.
I'm going to have to see that.
Yeah, so he called out that the guy had
Rudd.
Yeah, Mike Rudd. Yeah, I should have known that. He was my classmate. But yeah. But he called out that he had shot right-handed, so I knew he was righty. And when his right hand dropped a little bit, I was like, don't, I gave him the serious warning. Right. And I said, I already know you even reach, you're getting lit up, because I had the taser on him. He's like, I'm not. And as soon as he said, I'm not, he ripped him out of the damn car. It's like perfect timing. It was great. So, okay. So you go through the stress inoculation of day one, and
I want to say 7 people quit within the first hour.
Yeah.
Because y'all had a van sitting out there running.
Oh, you guys did yes, that's right.
Out by the track.
Out on the track, that's right.
So, I saw a bunch of big dudes walking out. I clearly remember your class had a bunch of big dudes, like linemen, big football
one was
players.
a TCU lineman.
Right.
Yeah. Former TCU lineman. Yeah, he just was like, nope.
Yeah. So it started out with 60.
Same.
Started with 60. No.
Yeah, you were 60.
Yeah, it was 60.
But I think we actually started with 59 because somebody was late.
Ooh.
I think. Maybe I'm.
You're probably right, but the number still stays at 60.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think they came in and we dealt with them.
Okay.
It happens.
Okay.
But they stayed.
Okay.
They didn't. Yeah, we didn't can them just for being late, but they paid for it.
Yeah. I bet they did.
They paid for it. So if you're gonna be late, you're gonna pay.
Yeah.
Especially on the first day.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's my biggest fear, being late.
Yeah. Yep. So you get through that, and they wouldn't let us do the van thing anymore because there's something about convenience. When people knew that van was right there with the AC and water,
Gatorade.
Yeah, we had everything.
What was the deal with the van? I guess I didn't.
So we had them run a gauntlet.
Okay.
Basically, it was just calisthenics. It was all body weight stuff.
Yeah, where you like duck walked one way.
Yeah. So we did that with them, and the van was there. We drove instead of having the van off to the side, like out in the distance, where we'd say, okay, we got one. They'd come pick them up. Or we'd walk them out to the van. Basically, we had the van right
there next to them,
and like
while they're going doing their scissor
while
kicks.
they're going, we're like, hey, you volunteered for this. You this is, you don't have to do this. This is not, if this isn't what you want to do, this is not what you got to do.
Put the ice cream truck tune song on that too. Might as well.
So, but yeah, they put the kibosh on that, which I didn't agree with personally, but hey, I'm not a decision maker. Whatever the boss wants, the boss gets. So, and our goal isn't to make you quit. I don't want you to quit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, if you don't have the mental fortitude to realize
what you're getting into,
I'm only got to put up with this for a little bit, because realistically, they can't make me do this until I drop. That ain't safe, and all that stuff. So we're not going to put you through anything that we don't.
It's almost like they have a panic attack. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna dude. It's not like
it's not that bad.
No,
yeah, it isn't.
I still always remember. I think it was like, I don't know, month 7. Like it's at the end, and we're 3 inches, and he dropped down and did it with us. And me and Eric are just looking at each other laughing. I'm a recruit. He's already on, and we're just laughing at each other. Just laughing at each other like this is a joke. You know what I mean? But,
right.
Yeah, because by that time,
it's too bad that they don't see that.
Yeah.
So
that was my thing. If at the beginning, I wanted you to know about me real quick. If I'm going to be a part of your instruction, I'm not asking you to do anything I can't do myself.
Right.
So day one, when they ran the track and ran their mile and a half, I was out there running. I ran it in full uniform.
Yeah,
I ran it in my blues with my tie on. The only thing I had to drop was the hat, because I had the hat on, and I was like, "This is gonna get ruined." Like, I didn't mind if my suit got sweaty or whatever, and sure as shit, when I think it was your class, I ran and my boot split from the heel. It came detached from the heel.
Oh, no.
I don't know how that happened. I want to say it was the boot shine that I was using. I think it eroded the glue somehow. The boots that I had, because it was my shiny pair. It wasn't like my work pair. So they just couldn't handle the stress. And so afterwards, I'm like, damn it, I'm out there trying to show off and run in my uniform and try to be the part. No, I wasn't trying to show off. But like I said, my mindset was like, look, I want you to see the example. I want you to be like, all right, this dude just ran. Because what's everybody's first thing when they see a cop? They're like, oh, fat donut eating cop.
Right.
And then you see a guy.
Hey, wait. Where is the donut?
Motherfucker, that's 2 episodes in a row. Paul said the same. I don't have one. I need a fake donut
I got
or
you.
something.
Fictional donut.
I got you.
It's right there. That's the donut. And, damn it! Everybody thinks we're holding hands because the Michigan M is yellow, and so I see
Might
that.
as well should have made it like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. What's wrong with it? Hey, what's wrong with us holding hands?
Nothing.
Yeah.
No.
What you got to say about that? Maybe we do hold hands.
Under the table?
Under the table, yeah. Leave me alone. Anyway. Yeah. Steve like, not me. He tried not to lose any of his sponsorship for his cowboy.
Yeah.
I wish. I don't have any.
You don't have any sponsors? Maybe one day when we ain't Paul, we can be his sponsor.
Yeah.
That's true. Tomorrow. Come
You got
on with it.
You got a rodeo tomorrow?
Got one this weekend.
Oh hell yeah!
There you go.
I'll be out there. I'll be like, this is a 2 Cops, 1 Donut exclusive.
Yeah.
Got Steve Robinson out here.
He changed his whole uniform up like a
Hell
like
yeah,
brother.
Yeah. Oh, do you wear like a? I know you wear like the vest. That's like a protective vest, right? Or you don't wear that?
It's all denim, right?
No.
I thought that's what you said, all denim.
No. When he got started,
When I
he
first
started.
started,
Yeah.
No, I now wear jeans, just jeans and long sleeve shirt, button down shirt, cowboy hat.
You wear that cinch gear.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Cinch.
I need to take him out.
Sometimes I wear rock and roll,
Okay.
but most of the time it's cinch.
All right. I need to take you to Cavender's or something so you can get me geared out a little bit.
Got you.
I just need like one pair of jeans and a couple shirts just so in the event that I'm.
I tell you what. I think it's called Joby's or Job's hats. They're at Town Center Mall.
Okay.
We'll go there.
All right.
That
They got the hookup.
Yeah, he likes us.
Okay.
Town
Cool.
Center, you talking about the Grand Plaza?
Yeah, what's his, you know?
Oh, over on the
what's name of
south
place?
side?
Yeah, South Seminary.
Oh.
Job's or
And I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Okay. Jobin.
I ain't heard it called Town Center in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look
that's
at
what
on
it's called.
Plaza though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know all
Yeah.
about that. Catch a lot of catalytic converter theft guys trying to go
Believe it.
that way. So, but
I need to get me another hat. I keep
yeah.
saying that.
yeah. So I got me a good straw now.
Okay.
I got a good straw finally, and then I still got my felt. I got
Okay.
but those are work ones, right?
All right.
I want Chad Prather was supposed to hook me up when he comes on the show eventually with a. I like that gray felt.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go to Joby's or I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that's where I'm gonna go.
All right.
Get me a gray felt hat. He has some really nice hats.
Really?
Really good prices.
Oh, dude.
So
Yeah, I need a felt. I need a gray felt because
police friendly.
he likes us,
There you go.
I like that.
from what I've heard. But
For those that don't know, because I'm a Yankee, I'm a hat guy. Like this, I've had this hat for years. I'm still trying to find the same exact hat, just newer because I've had it for so long. Like this blue that you see is not the blue that it was.
I was only able to do that one time with my favorite hat, a snapback, and I had it for years. And I was able to find the same one, brand new. It kind of looked like this. Just with a different design.
So and this is this is a popular brand and all that stuff. So I imagine I'll be able to find it again eventually. But anyway, it's one of my best feeling hats. I've always been a baseball hat guy.
all right,
Always, because you know how it is. You play ball growing up.
yeah.
So I love baseball hats. And obviously I'm a hat guy. I've got, some scallies and stuff like that. But when I got down here, I wanted a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I just knew it wasn't my style. So it took a minute to get transitioned in. Now,
Right.
I want that gray felt, and I'm going to rock that thing all the time.
With the nice coat and
Whatever. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I'll wear that damn felt. I don't care.
Hey, go on vacation.
Hell yeah.
Shorts, t-shirt, cowboy hat.
Yeah. I'd wear a straw. I'd wear a straw out in public. And people, man, especially if you go out of this area, out of this state into if you went to Florida wearing that, you go to another country wearing that.
Yeah.
Oh man, they love it. So yeah, I definitely want one. I'm sorry, I got off topic. What were we talking about? You gone through the academy, and so you let's fast forward. Okay, I want citizens' perspective. I think they got the idea. You stayed below the radar. You went through. You learned a lot of kick-ass stuff that obviously applied to you in the street.
Right.
So now you get cut loose.
Mm-hmm.
You're out in the field, and you're a street cop. You're living the dream for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was it like being a young? Not, I won't say young. We'll say average age black officer.
Yeah.
In the South.
Right. It was different. Just to know that after I'm cut loose, I don't have a training officer there to hold my hand and whatever. None of my training officers really just held my hand. They just kind of like treated me as a partner.
Yeah.
And like, here, go.
Let's go for what you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's your world. I'm just here to assist you.
Okay.
Right. So, but that first day, I remember getting in that Ford Explorer, and I'm like, sit down in the chair in the driver's seat, log on, and all the calls pop up on the screen. I was working like evening, so it's kind of busy.
So you're looking for your beat.
Yeah.
Which one's me?
Like, look over, nobody's there. Right. So I remember pulling out the gate, and I'm like, if I see something, I can pull them over right now. I can turn my lights on. And
everybody has that moment.
Yeah,
everybody has that moment.
I'm like, I can do what I want to do. Not, you know,
you're not being dictated to do by your FTO is what you mean.
It's like,
not that you're gonna go out there violating rights. You meant, I know what you mean.
So
yeah.
So I remember getting down to the stoplight, and I get dispatched a call, and I'm like, oh shoot,
here we go.
Yeah, and it was like a disturbance or something.
Game time.
Somebody didn't want to leave or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I go handle it, and I'm like, that wasn't so bad. I could do this. And
yeah.
So
yeah.
It just went on from there. So
yeah. So you get into the police life, and you're doing patrol, and you start to see what's out there for police work.
Right.
So now that you've seen that, and you know, like you said, you didn't start at the earliest stage doing this. So what was your idea coming into it? What did you know you wanted to do?
I knew I wanted to chase people.
Okay.
Chase bad guys.
Yeah.
But I really didn't. Only thing I knew was going to calls, like being a patrol officer.
Right. Okay. So just being a call shagger.
Because the only thing you see on, on
cops and stuff like
that.
Yeah, call comes out. All right, we got a disturbance over here. We're gonna go handle that.
And every one of them turned into like a fight or a chase. Or
well, of course. Otherwise, the show would have been kind of boring. Yeah.
It wasn't like, so what did they take out of your garage?
Yeah.
Right.
You haven't been here for 3 days. You're on vacation. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was fun.
Yeah.
Being able to watching cops, you seeing people jumping fences, going in the backyards. And back when I was watching, it was back in the 90s, so they're pulling the radio.
Yeah.
Talking on it. It's probably freaking 2 feet long.
Right.
With the 3-foot antenna on it, and they're talking, and they put their radio back in their holster, and Air One is up, and they finally catch them, and everybody's out of breath, and
Yeah.
So why'd you run? I didn't know y'all were chasing me.
Yeah, the same stuff.
And so it's like, all the police out there in helicopters, and
you knew we was coming after.
Yeah. So
what made it even more exciting is like I could see the neighborhood that I lived in, because I lived in so many different neighborhoods, and I used to see them on TV all the time. I was like, hey, there's my boy's house.
Yeah.
There's my
right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're on there a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
That's funny. Okay. So you get through and you say, okay, I've done this patrol time. How long did you do patrol until you finally decided to switch?
I did patrol for probably 2.5 years.
Okay.
Something like that. But being on the east side, it was like you got everything.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah. 2 years on a hard side of town is a lot of experience.
It was like 6 years, like a dog years.
Yeah. It is. It's like dog years. Yeah. You work a hard side of town.
Right. And
I agree with you.
It was evenings. So like it was call to call.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, you're taking the largest a variety of calls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember one of my classmates coming from when we had our little sign up thing. A classmate coming from like north or northwest.
Yeah, where it's quiet.
Yeah, we go to like a alarm call, and the guy's outside that owns the house. He's getting stuff out of his car, and my classmate was like, "Hey man, what do you think What do you think?" I'm like,
"What do I think about what?"
It's an alarm. Got his name, got the information, whatever. Okay, he lives here's an accident. You know, it's like, come on, man, let's go.
Yeah,
yeah.
Next.
Yeah. NOR. I'm out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was that 2.5 years was
okay. So you do that, and like you said, you signed up because you wanted to chase after bad guys.
Right.
But then you flip it and you go and do the most opposite of running and chasing after bad guys.
Well, about this time, of course, I'm new.
Uh-huh.
I'm off like on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays.
Okay, so you have shitty days off.
Yeah. There's no rodeos.
Oh, so you were trying to.
So I'm like,
now that you had you were comfortable. Let's put it that way.
Right.
You were comfortable, and the days weren't getting any better.
Right.
And you were like, well, if I switch the type of job I do in the same career field, then my days off are better.
Right.
So you're looking at your okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, seen the opening come up. I'm like, I can go talk to some kids. You know, I can deal with kids, you know.
So you become a school initiative officer.
Correct.
So explain, what is a school initiative officer? What are your duties?
School initiative officer, we are assigned to certain schools, right? All the way or from middle school up to high schools.
Including the alternative schools.
Alternative schools, yeah. So you there in case something happens. With all the school shootings and, you know, all the stuff going on in the schools, you know, it made sense for officers to be in the schools there already. So you just, if principals need help, teachers, they get assaulted all the time. So, you know, we deal with that. And they would just come to us and hey man, what can we do about this, you know? And so that's what we were there for. So.
Okay. A lot of mentoring opportunities, I would assume.
Oh, a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. A lot of the kids, they grow up like they do adult things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do adult things. So
such as
they're just acting like adults and they shouldn't be.
right?
Yeah. Sex, drugs,
guns.
There's no need to censor yourself on here. People need to know.
Yeah.
So part of this is we're teaching us cops. We know, we know.
Right.
But citizens who don't, they're not a part of the schools. You got to think of the families out there that their kids are long gone out of school, and that wasn't a concern of theirs.
Right.
So they need to know the type of stuff you're seeing in these schools.
Right. Yeah.
So
these kids are out here committing ag robberies.
Yep.
They're killing each other. They're selling drugs. They're stealing cars.
what's the youngest you've heard of a car theft?
I was gonna say 14. I dealt with a 14-year-old.
I got a 9-year-old.
I had a 9-year-old that took a gun to school.
9 years old.
He
stole a car.
9-year-old.
And this, I'm talking legit stole, not like I took my grandma's keys and stole her car. Like him and his boys, a 14, a 16, a 17-year-old friend, are all at a gas station waiting and picking a target. And you can see him communicating. And nobody suspected the 9-year-olds being the one that's going to come jump in your car while you left it running to go inside to pay for some money real quick. He jumped in the car, took off down the road, stopped, wasn't so amped up that he didn't, he stopped, let his friends run down the road to catch up. They jump in, they take off.
That's funny.
9.
It's like that meme. I just want to do hood rat things with my friends.
Yes. That is funny.
It's real.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry, I had to take a sip. So you get to the schools, and so you've been there how long now? How long have you been to the schools?
Year and a half.
Okay.
Something like that.
So in the year and a half, what good things have you seen that's benefited the communities?
Good things I've seen. At my school, a lot of the like the principals and a lot of the teachers, like they were either from that neighborhood or from that area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that's always huge.
So
I always go back.
Yeah. So they would mentor these kids. They would call their parents. I mean, do whatever they could to help these kids out. Even when it was something like something they can go to jail for, get a charge for, they were like, "No, I don't want to do that to them. Can we go another route?" And then some stuff a lot of stuff we have discretion over. So a lot of times we'd be like, "You know what? Y'all go ahead and handle it."
Yeah.
And I would go in there and talk to the kids. Hey, man, look.
This is where it could go.
This is where it could go. This is what could happen to you. But hey, I'm going to step out of it. I'm going to let the administrators and teachers help you out.
Make them the good guy in those cases.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
So they're going to do you a solid. They're going to do you a favor. And so, but don't let this happen again.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you don't hear from the kid or hear about him getting in trouble anymore. So
got one little scare and it's straightens them up.
Because we don't want to put kids in jail or you know what I mean.
I tell people all the time, it's like we're not here to put kids in jail. That's not what this is.
We want to try to put a handle on it before they reach adult age.
Yeah, and that's one of the points behind this show is why I want to get some teachers on here too, because you've got the perspective where you see firsthand that where we stop crime before it ever happens is in our schools.
Oh yeah.
And all it takes is 1, 2, 3 experiences with a school initiative officer or good administration that uses you as the fall bad guy. Look, he is ready to do this. This officer is ready to book you for this.
Right.
And I don't mind falling on that sword in those occasions. Like, I don't want people to use me as if you don't behave, he's going to take you to jail. Like when you walk into a restaurant.
Yeah, the mean dad.
Yeah.
I always say that.
I don't like that.
The mean dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I run into parents and they have kids and like, if you don't straighten up, he's going to take you to jail. I tell them in front of the kids, don't tell the kids that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want them to come to me when they need help, not be afraid of me when they need help. So, that is, you specifically can attest and be the voice of the type of people I'm looking for to prove that, like, look, the schools is where we start.
Yes.
Listen to your teachers, parents out there. Let's say you've got generations of parenting issues in your own family.
Right.
Where, single parent. I understand you had to work. You had to try to survive. So your kids, the parental guidance is going to be a little more lacking.
Right.
And I grew up with that.
Right.
My dad was down in Texas, so I lived up in Michigan with my mom, where, it was like that single mom life. And then when she finally got married, my stepdad worked second shift too. So like I didn't have a father figure around a lot growing up in, Flint was rough.
Right.
Now, my care system worked out, obviously.
Right.
But I can attest personally to that. I had some good interactions growing up that helped me because I could have went either way.
Right.
Easily went either way. And for guys like you, in the areas you're talking about and the crimes that you're referring to, like if people don't understand, like, look, our teachers and parents, you need to start listening to teachers. Don't look at it as they're trying to judge your parenting. They're not. They're not judging your parenting. They're trying to help.
Yeah.
They're not just trying to teach
Everybody
the kid.
Gets so offended by it.
Yeah, they're trying to teach you as well. Accept it. Like, look, none of us know everything. I can tell you right now, as a parent, I have screwed up so much. I just try to learn from it and keep going. And if somebody tells me something about parenting, I don't take offense to it. I take it in. I figure out if it's for me, and if it's not, I press on and I do what I think's right. And if that was wrong, and I try your approach next, and it was right, well, guess what? I got to eat a little crow. But I don't take offense by you trying to help me out.
Right.
And teachers out there deal with kids and kids' behavior, and they're the frontliners when it comes to seeing criminal behavior before it turns criminal.
Oh yeah.
So, and teachers may not look at it that way. That's why I want to get some teachers on here.
Okay.
I don't think they may necessarily look at it as criminal behavior. They just see trigger behavior where they're like, this is naughty behavior, or this is going to go down a bad line, and they don't see what happens after that, like we do.
Right.
Now the teachers you work with, they know.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
Just because of the environment, and they grew up in that environment. So, that's the direction I want people to understand when they hear what you're saying.
Right.
That, man, we gotta take what our teachers say. We gotta use these SI officers. So now, being the guy that you are, during the summertime, what do you do when school's out?
Party.
No.
It's a pizza party every day. That's what I learned about summertime.
So once school was out, we would go work patrol.
Yeah.
So that's
how you and I saw each other.
Correct.
And I am going to put out there right now, just anybody listening, SI officers, some take that going out and patrol serious. Some don't.
Right.
And this guy is a true testament to why he signed up for police work. I think he switched over to SI because obviously he's got other passions too, and you need to take care of your mental health. And if that helped him stay mentally clear, awesome. So that's why he changed up his schedule. But he signed up because he wanted to catch bad guys.
Right.
And I hear this dude on the radio all the time. Hey, we need an officer over here. Can anybody help? SI such and such. I'll be there. Yeah. So he doesn't shy away from the calls, and that's awesome. It's rare to see for a person that does your type of job.
Right.
Because, and it's not a slam on SI guys, because you're just out of practice.
Right.
All year long, you're working with kids and stuff like that.
Right. Most of the SI guys, they've been there for
years.
A while.
Yeah.
17, 18,
because they get invested. You're invested with the kids. You're invested with the teachers. And I don't want anybody to ever look and be like, oh, they're afraid of police work. No, there's different types of police work.
Right.
And being a mentor to kids and being an intermediary to teachers and parents is huge. And it takes a certain skill set. Some people have it, some don't.
Right.
And I'm sure you've seen the turnover rate in SI it's hard to find those people that can do that job. So,
like the team I was on, like that's who I worked with when we go to patrol, right? So, most of the guys on my team, when we went to patrol, it's like, hey, you want to take this call? They're like, shoot, let's go.
Yeah.
So,
that's good. Yeah, when you have a team that supports each other too.
Right.
Yeah, that's fun.
A lot of our systems, our computer programs and stuff that we do our reports on, and all that stuff has changed since a lot of the SI guys have been in schools. So, but they're willing to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
most of them are.
What I was gonna say is I think the biggest concern with a lot of the vets was the adult arrest, and I was like, "Can you do a juvenile arrest?" It's the same thing. Oh. And then no more stressing. It's like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So, and then with the juvenile arrest, it's so much easier. You're emailing it everything now.
Right. I can tell you, as a detective, juvenile warrants and stuff like that are filing their cases is the biggest pain.
Is it?
Oh my God.
Really?
Well, because juveniles, at least with our state law, you can't have photographs and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So everything's got to be put like on a disc or on a thumb drive. And it's got to have dual copies of everything, all printed out. Holy shit. Yeah. It's a beatdown. So, So okay, let's flip it a little bit. In your experience, what would you say to those that find having police in schools unnecessary? Do you think we can get around that, or do you think it is necessary? And obviously, you're going to have some bias. You do the job, so.
Well, with kids, right? Kids are doing more adult things a lot earlier than they should.
So, what age range are we referring to?
I'm talking about junior high school kids.
Okay.
When something happens, right? If officers are not in the schools, if somebody calls 911 from the school, let's say a student assaulted a teacher or whatever, right? You gotta wait, right? You have to wait.
Yeah.
Right. So, wait till patrol is able to get to you, right? Because you're gonna be put in a queue, so you have to wait. Well, and then another thing would be when, like I said, these kids are doing things, doing adult things that they shouldn't be, having guns at school or whatever. You know, if you got officers in the school, if there's a report of a gun in the school, you know, you got officers already in the school.
Yeah.
Right? So all they got to do is go to wherever the problem is.
And do what you're trained to do. Because essentially, to add to that, is that if you don't have officers in the school, you essentially have people that aren't trained in weapons and searches and maybe separating. I mean, anybody can separate a fight, but you still have these kids that are angry, pissed off. So you essentially have these teachers that are asked to do a policeman's job.
Right.
And if you're not there to be able to handle it, that's what they got to deal with on top of everything else that they deal with. So, but it's like with everything, people want to.
I would make the argument too, and I've never worked SI, so I'll put that disclaimer out there. I would make the argument that SI officers have a rapport with the students and the teachers.
Right.
So it would be, in my opinion, more things can be de-escalated and handled at a lower level by an officer that's been there and knows most of the people versus an officer that shows up because he's been called in and he doesn't have any rapport with anybody because he doesn't work there normally.
Right.
You know, maybe it's in his beat, but the calls come so few and far between.
I preach to the kids is like, it's better if you deal with me than a guy that comes in from outside. Yeah. I said, you want to deal with me first. Trust me on this. Yeah.
If they come in, somebody's going to jail.
It's because they deal with a different.
They deal with adults out there.
So they're not going to come in here, hold your hand.
Yeah.
Like as a school officer, you know, okay, if I got to report this kid, I know he's not going to try to hurt me.
Yeah.
Right. I know he's going to listen to me. Or if I tell him something, if I have a rapport with 10 other kids and you got this one kid who's acting a fool, those 10 kids can tell him, hey, man, you need to chill out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They help you out.
Yeah. Or by the time you get to wherever he is, those 10 have already got him
chilled out.
So,
okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. It's just an argument that I've heard, like, you know, some more extremists are like, oh, cops don't belong in schools, And I'm like, look, one, it's a target. It's a soft target because people know that teachers aren't armed and kids are vulnerable. So especially the lower grades, you know, it's an easy soft target. So one, just because we've had school shootings and it is a social media, in my opinion, has made it a more popular idea, like a fad of something to have notoriety, and there's sickos out there that's all they're concerned about is notoriety, and once whether they die in the action or they go to jail. So I want somebody there that knows the if you've ever gone into a school and tried to find your way around and you're not from that school, it's a nightmare. So if there's an incident in a school and you don't have a cop there that knows what he's doing and where he's going, that sucks. And I say he, she, guy, girl, whatever.
Him, her.
My default is he. I apologize. It's not a sexist thing. It's just got to pick one or the other, I guess. I don't know. My bad.
We're all he's in here, so that's
that's Thank you for helping me out. But
gender neutral stuff.
Yeah, I try to be fair, man. I'm trying to
sound like Shim or something.
Yeah, just call me Chato.
Chatos. Yeah. Any Chato comes in there. How's that accent? I'm working on it.
Good.
Yeah. Any Chato shows up, you know I handle him, man. So where was I going with that? You got me. Okay, yeah. So to me, the argument for SIs is 1, rapport, 2, knowing the lay of the land, and 3 is just you don't want an officer coming in that doesn't know what's what, you know, and it's best to have that because like I said, it's a popular target, it's a soft target, and we need somebody there. I'm a fan of having, if a teacher gets trained up and wants to be armed, I'm all for it. I think it's I don't think it's Israel, but another country that it's real popular. The teachers are armed, and because it's mandatory service. You have a mandatory 2-year service, I believe, in this country. I read up on it, and it's pretty cool, you know.
Cool.
But nobody messes. You don't hear about any school shootings there.
Right.
So, soft or hardened targets are hardened for a reason. Hard to come after.
People with license to carry, you know, they're not allowed to carry in the schools.
Right.
So, like you said, it's a soft target.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody that's licensed to carry, that's a good call. They can't go into schools anyway. So legally, yeah. But all right, brother. So you got the SI thing. You're in your 4th year, going into your 5th year. So what?
Almost.
What's the future looking like for you? What do you see? What do you see your career path going down now?
You know, I just recently went over to MPO.
Okay.
So, with that, I'm able to the beat that I have is still my school that I was working at.
Okay.
Is still in that beat.
Nice.
Okay.
So I'm able to go in and still talk to the kids, whatever, and then handle stuff outside.
Yeah. So briefly, because we've had NPOs, we've talked about NPOs and stuff like that before on here, but just explain to people what an NPO is. What's
NPO,
their mission?
Neighborhood Patrol Officer. So you got your citizens that live in your beat. If they're having issues, if it's an issue that needs to be handled right now, they call 911. Right. So patrol goes out. They handle the issue right then and take care of it then, right? But at the end of the day, that issue is gonna go longer than that time period or that day, right? So, like, it's a community, right? So everybody lives together. They have to get along, right? So my thing is trying to keep everybody be able to live together in the same community, you know. Patrol is a short-term problem solver, long-term.
So
so on top of having the capacity to handle a call, he can actually stand around and talk to these people.
Yeah, deconflict.
He is patrol versus MPO, or you're call driven. Or here's your report number.
Yeah, they gather the information.
And they
move on.
Yeah, they want to talk. So
it's as simple as someone calling 911 because of somebody parking an old car on the street and it makes the neighborhood look bad.
Yeah.
Right? Well, they may call 911 or whatever. Patrol may come out and put a sticker on it. Right? Well, as a NPO, neighborhood patrol officer, I will go to whoever owns the car and actually go take the time out to go talk to them.
Yeah.
Figure out what's going on. Why is it parked there?
And I try to explain to people, I'm like, there's a very big fear that people have of just approaching their neighbors and talking.
Right.
And if more people had the courage to see that these conversations don't have to be scary, they don't have to be bad. If you can keep your emotions in check and just have the adult civil conversation. And I don't know if that's taught, if that's a parenting thing, or if it's a cultural thing, if it's just how the times are these days, because everybody's got their head buried in their phone and their social media. There's no real conversations. But anybody out there listening, if you can chime up some sort of relationship with your neighbors, just to be on a talking basis, so that ice has been broken. Right. Any little thing that pops up will be that much easier to handle at such a lower level than having to get police involved.
And it's usually calls about cars that they just parked there. They're complaining. It's like, I bet you if you to talk to them, that car's probably not going to be there for no more than a couple weeks.
Right.
But it's been there for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But instead of having
and don't get me wrong, I don't mind being the voice, but the mediator.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, I did that the other day, and they kind of started bickering at each other
back and forth.
Like, oh shoot,
yeah,
it didn't go the way I planned. But.
Yeah, and that's the I try to point that I'm like, listen, you guys are going to live next to each other or across from each other for years. You're not going anywhere anytime soon. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. Do you really want to live in the animosity environment? I don't, and I know you guys don't. So let's, sometimes you got to go outside the box. And I didn't do this personally, but I've seen it done where an MPO said, hey, I want you to meet me here. I'm going to be off duty. And the other guy meets. And they sit down with some wings, some beer. And bullshit.
Talk about it.
And talk about it. And it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. It's outside the box. Right, it's a little unorthodox, but damn, if you got to get, before you let it get to the point where they start yelling at each other and stuff like that, if you can read it, you can tell if you think it's going to come up something like that. Just read the situation and figure it out. Try different ways. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least you tried. And I can't see any law enforcement agency getting mad that you wanted to work for free off duty and try to solve try to help solve this problem. And to me, that's the fun part about being a cop. In my opinion, you've got one of the top jobs in policing.
That's the
if you take it serious. So we work. You just started with the MPO, and so you and I personally haven't been able to get together yet and really start working your beat with what I do. Right. But we will. Yeah. I promise you that, because I take full advantage of all my MPOs. Ask some of the guys you work with.
That's cool. I'm down for it.
So, excuse me. I like what MPOs. But yeah, so how long have you been doing the MPO thing now? Month? Yeah. So you haven't been doing it super long. As a matter of fact, I forgot that that's what you were doing now. Yeah. So it's kind of new. Dude, you're going to love it. I applied for MPO twice.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I got beat out two times. And I bet whatever sergeants did that are kicking themselves in the ass now. I don't care. I'll float my own boat. Like, look how dedicated I am to community. I am still not an NPO, and I promoted past the point of being an NPO, and I'm still trying to help community relations. So that's how much I believe in NPO's work, because you guys do make the biggest difference, in my opinion, of any policing. Is that a word?
Policing.
Yes. Any LEOing out there?
Yeah.
So
I like copping.
Copping. You hear my dog barking out there. So, are you wearing cowboy boots, by the way?
I'm not.
Damn.
Tennis shoes.
Damn. I was gonna have you
show Under Armour though.
Well, that's what's up. I like me some Under Armour. I got me some the Rock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Rock's Under Armour shoes. Yeah. They're the shit. Like,
if I get those, I feel like I got to work out. So.
Oh, I work out.
Okay.
But I mean, I haven't. I got back from vacation in Mexico and I got sick for like 6 weeks.
Ooh.
And so now I'm going on like 3 months. I haven't really been in the gym like I was. I went there like 6-pack, came back. Now I'm like 6-pack of beer. So, but that's the fun. That's the fun part about working out. Is coming in, having goals, and then going back and losing them, and then coming back and getting it back again. So, but well, sir, what do you plan on doing after this? Are you going to promote? I
plan on it.
You do? Yeah. So eventually you have the ambition to promote.
Oh, yeah.
Highly recommend it with somebody who's in the stage of your career at our particular department because your retirement's going to depend on it.
Right.
So highly recommend promoting. What do you see yourself doing as you promote? Is there any certain path you want to take? You going to stay in a patrol path? Are you going to move to specialized units?
Well, when we were in patrol, they made us go to, they didn't make us, but, you know, hey, you want to go
1 week of volunteer. Yeah.
Hang out with the detectives.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a week or two or something like that. I kind of enjoyed one of the detectives. He was like, here's a case. It was a theft case or something. And it was Jacob.
Brennan?
Yeah.
That was my trainer.
Oh, yeah? He's like, hey, see what you can do with this, you know. So I'm looking at it, and
did you hear that?
Yeah.
Somebody said yes or something.
I figured as much.
Is it Siri?
Yes.
Oh. Siri, turn off. Stupid Siri.
Voice?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah,
that's weird.
On my MacBook, it is. So turn that off.
So I'm looking, and I get the suspect's address and whatever. Find out he's not even from Texas, but couldn't find the ID on him because he wasn't from Texas, and find out he's from like Oklahoma or whatever. And,
of course. And
so I get good ID on him, and so he's like, here, I'm gonna create a photo lineup, you know.
Yeah.
And so take it up there, and it's like, that's him. So I was like,
So you got the little taste of what the detective life's like. Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty neat, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, since we know who he is, he's like, well, we'll get a warrant and go get it signed. And I was like, well, can we go pick him up? He's like, no, we'll just cut a warrant from him and
let patrol or whoever get him. Yeah. Fugitive. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, it was fun trying to figure out.
Yeah.
You know who did it and
how high up do you think you're gonna go? You think you're gonna stop at a certain rank? I know a lot of people, sergeants is about as high as they want to go.
I would go up to lieutenant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go to lieutenant.
Might as well go to captain. Because after that, you got to get appointed. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Start getting the itch.
Yeah. All right. What is, and this is a little curveball, but through the ranking and working as a black officer, have you felt any racism, anything like that amongst officers or the public doing what you do? In a city that supports police. Let's face that.
As far as officers, not really. I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's out there, but I don't know if I haven't seen it because they don't the racist cops, if they like don't talk to you because they don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Or
they're not doing anything overtly to you to
exactly.
be racist. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I don't know if
they just avoid you.
Right.
Yeah, that I gotcha.
So
if they are.
They are.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But
and the reason I ask is because like my friend that quit, like it bugged me.
Right.
Because and it wasn't because of racism within the department. I'll put that out there right now. But that was the type of stuff he was facing, and he said from his own people. And yeah, and I'm just like that
from family or just community
civilians.
members that were
civilians and stuff like that. I'm out in the job and stuff, and for me that's heartbreaking.
Right.
It all that you're not even getting support from people you're trying to help.
Right.
And so I'm just curious as a person of color, and stuff like that. I know it's not an easy thing to talk about or anything, but I just want people to understand.
I'm just kind of like, I don't let a lot of things bother me.
Yeah.
I remember pulling over a guy. He was in an old Lexus. Tags didn't come back to the car. pull him over, and I get him out. The VIN plate is gone, and I get him out, and he's holding the underneath the dashboard. He's holding it up with his knee.
Oh, damn!
Right. So when he gets out, it falls down. Right. He has a big old bag of weed. Right. So I'm like, hey man, I'm here by myself. I'm gonna cuff you, put you in the backseat of my car, just till I get somebody else here. And I told him, the tags don't come back to the car, whatever. He's like, it's not stolen. It's not stolen. I'm like, okay, cool. If it's not stolen, hey, we're good. And so he's like, oh, yes, sir, blah, 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 blah. He's cool, right? Put him in the backseat of the car. When I put him out the car, I'm just making sure he doesn't have any weapons on him or whatever. So when I go back, get him in the car, go back to his car, I look inside.
See the weed.
I'm like,
damn it.
Yeah. Another officer pulled up and he seen the weed.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well,
sorry, bro.
Yeah. And so it's a pretty good amount,
Yeah. And, it's something you couldn't overlook.
Right.
Yeah.
Something you couldn't be like, oh, I didn't see it or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, after I told him, hey, you're going to go to jail for the weed, I was all kind of Uncle Tom's. I was everything but sir or officer.
Damn.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yeah. So. I just, something as a white officer, I've never had to face that. It's nothing I have to worry about.
Right.
I don't have to worry about that.
Right.
And Hispanic officer, I don't know.
Man, I was getting
how it is for y'all either.
It's a one and only time I was talking to the dude in Spanish, and I was getting called a racist in Spanish. I said, how does this look to you? Like telling them in Spanish, like,
yeah,
quiet. Like, why?
Yeah.
You just sound dumb at this point. You're just
Right. I think oftentimes it is. They have no more control because let's face it, police have one of the most ultimate powers when it comes to I can take your freedom. Right. And it's a serious power that we need to keep in check amongst each other. You know what I mean? So there's not the control's gone.
Right.
And the only thing left is your words. And they're trying to go for the most impactful thing that they can go for.
Right.
And so it's why a lot of times I don't even know if they're intentionally being racist. I don't even think it's that. I don't think they are.
There's a black guy that I pulled over.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's a racial thing necessarily as much as it's a level of control. And I'm not a psychologist by any means.
It's the easy thing to do.
It's an easy out.
You know what? Matter of fact, once we got to the jail, got him out the car, he was still bumping his
off at the mouth.
Yeah, but like when we walked up to the jail door, he was just like, man, I can't believe this. And then he started kind of being
back to normal.
Yeah, he was like, man, I'm sorry about that. I was just mad, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's
It's an outlet. Like you have no more control. You got nothing. You know it's on you, but the mind hasn't caught up to rationalize that part yet. And now it's like, how do I mean, maybe there's a chance if I call him Uncle Tom, he'll let me go.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that. Yeah. Real quick story. I was involved with as a domestic. It was a black chick. Took her to the side. I said, "Say, you got to go." She wouldn't leave. I said, "I'm telling you, he's giving you the chance to leave." Homeboy's beat up. He got blood all over him. I said, he's giving you a chance to leave. This is me off record telling her. I said, man, you got to go. I said, do me that favor. I said, you're just making it worse for yourself.
Yeah.
She would not leave. I guess she thought I was BSing her, or I don't understand. Talking all this crap. And I was just like, okay. Boom. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Boy. So it was me. It was Central Mids, like 2 white officers. And all you're a racist, don't push it. When it turned to that, I was like, I told you to leave. Like,
I tried to help you.
Like, what do you, I said, nah, don't start that.
Yeah.
I said,
yeah.
That's
why I think I more often than not, I would say 99% of the time, when those words start coming out, it's just a defense mechanism. The intention and the being
Not that it's not out there.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure it is.
At that point, I kind of like it's just like it breaks my heart. I was like, damn, man.
Yeah. So I was curious, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot or anything. But it's important for any young black man, black woman, to hear from you because it's not out there as much. You're a minority in the minority.
Right.
So I want that perspective out there. I want people to know and hear, like, look, okay, yes, there are some black officers that have had these issues, and it's heartbreaking, and that dishearten them so much to get out of the career field. But then we've got stories like yours that
for like the people that I met when I was roping coming up, they're from the side of town that I work in.
Yeah.
Right. So, when I'm out in the community, whatever, if I'm having to chase somebody, whatever, I mean, a lot of the guys are I've seen them around, but a lot of them, they're not disrespectful, they like they know what I do. They don't, like even if I know them, they're not gonna talk crap to me, nothing like that. A lot of times they come and dap me up and
it makes things easier for you. Yeah.
And I could say, hey man, look, I know all your boys out here, how you need to tell them they need to move around. You know what I mean? And it kind of makes things a little easier
because they're your voice.
Right.
You don't have to go be the authoritarian person. And right. I agree. But
they know if I tell them they need to move around or whatever, and the next time they don't, say, hey man, I got a job to do.
Yeah.
So I said, don't tie my hands. Please don't tie my hands.
Right.
Yep.
That's the beauty of working like I got to. I got to work in the neighborhood I grew up in.
Right.
So like almost 80%, 90% of people know who you are.
Yeah.
Right. It's
like, Chato.
Hey, yeah, basically.
Chato.
And so it makes it easy,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, brother, you got anything on the horizon you want to talk about? You got a rodeo coming up, anything like that? Anybody you need to give shout outs to?
Yeah. Got a little boy.
All right.
8 months.
8 months. What's his name?
Ace.
Dude,
Ace.
that is the most cowboy name. I love it.
Yeah.
Dude, Ace what?
Probably Ace Gunner Robinson.
Oh, that'd be good.
Ace Alexander Porter Robinson. He has 4 names.
Porter. Yeah. Well, okay. Explain. Give me the reason.
My girlfriend Ashley. Her maiden name.
Shout out Ashley.
What's up, girl?
Yeah. Well, her mom's maiden name is Porter.
Okay. So a little family shout out.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I just want to keep that.
I like it.
Name in there. So
all right. And you went with Alexander because Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
just a name that
it fit.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. And all right. So 8-month-old boy. That's good. And what's the girlfriend's name?
Ashley.
Ashley. Okay. You gonna
Ashley
make an honest woman of her, or what's the deal?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. When's that?
You heard it here first, Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley. I'm trying to help you out, girl. What's he waiting on? What's the holdup? 8 months.
I know you know Ashley.
Do I?
Yeah.
Is it Rab?
In the department? Yeah.
Motherfucker, I never knew. I didn't know you two were together.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Got to keep the private life private, baby.
Never mind, because I know who dominates that relationship. I need to get Ashley on here.
It didn't click right away for you?
Yeah, as soon as I get Ashley on here. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I'm not into the politics side of it, getting to people's business at work.
Yeah,
so
that's how you got to keep it private.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
I mean,
she's a good girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't mean that. No, she's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I like if she got something on her mind, she's gonna tell you. I love it, and that's I wish more people like that. She came in with her new hairdo. I was like, oh, that's what's going on. Me and Williams was messing with her. So, well, all right, guys. I think this is a good episode to have ZENTENO back. I appreciate you being here, brother.
I enjoyed it.
Love being here.
Yeah. Well, let's get that going out music and get that fist bump.
Yeah.